Hello, hello, hello. What's ever but wow, already off to a great start. What is up, everybody? It is Shuffle Saturday. If you haven't seen this before, this is a new stream format I'm continuing to do. What up, Avalen? If you haven't witnessed this before, I have my game collection loaded into a website called the Backloggery, up on the screen there. That includes this neat little feature where it'll randomly suggest a game out of my collection for me to play. Using that feature, I'll pull a random game that I have the technical setups to stream and won't get me banned, currently around 1,300 different games. I'll then play that game unless I decide to veto it, or someone in chat decides to type !veto, like, cool, that's why I do it, to see if the bot is broken. Stand by. I may have forgotten to turn the things back on. I absolutely did. Wow, good job me. So as I was saying, I'll play it for the next 30 minutes unless someone types !veto to force a reroll. In which case, I'll pull a different game, I'll mark off a veto from the list you can see there, we'll move along. As you can see, I only have 2 vetoes for the entire stream, whereas you all lovely folks watching have twice as many. And I usually go for about 3 hours-ish, so I have to use those 2 vetoes very, very carefully. Because I have some real cursed shit in this collection. And that being said, I do have to give a little bit of a caveat. I will automatically veto any game I can't stream, either to just OBS hating it, or because it would cause TOS issues. An example, if the game rolled is Honey Pop or something because I'm a filthy weeb and my Steam library shows it. You can also use !veto mid-game to stop it immediately, or use !encore towards the end of the 30 minutes to make me go for another 15. There's also something I've been forgetting to point out, and if you do, I think I have it as !backlog, you can actually pull up the entire list that this stream is pulling from, backloggery.com/Vimbert. If you look, it will explain why we play truly so many Game Boy Advance, SNES, and Game Boy or Game Boy Color games. Anyway, without further ado, let's see what's up first. Please don't be something cursed. It's been a weird day. I'd like something nice and relaxing. First up is Crazy Chase for the Game Boy Color. Game Boy Advance, sorry. Something I have no familiarity with, so we'll see how this goes. I'll start getting that set up, update the stream category, so on and so forth. Crazy Chase. I know there's an infamous SNES platformer called like Kid Clown in Crazy Chase. I'm really hoping this is not a port of that, in which case we're going to immediately be starting off this stream with suffering. But hey, that is just how it goes sometimes. Crazy Chase. Why am I not finding this? Just a sec. Hey, Fox, how goes? How goes? How was your stream you did earlier? Wasn't able to pop in because I was a little busy this morning. Ah, there we go. Crazy Chase. Okay. Okay, we have sound. So let's kill this and stream is good. No worries. Good. Good to hear. Let's pop over to this screen and get the game pulled up. Like this. Here we go. Okay. Good. Oh god. Why is it doing that? Oh, 1 second. Joy of capturing games going in completely blind. Does that fix it? Okay, good. Oh no, this is the clown game. Oh god. Okay, well, 30 minutes on the clock, we'll play some Crazy Chase. Oh, damn it. Overlay's covering up part of the game. There, that's better. Wouldn't want anyone to miss any of the clown action. Oh god. I'm glad I poured myself alcohol before I went live. Okay, let's go. Rumors are rampant that space pirate Dirty Joe plans to kidnap my sweet Princess Honey. Kid, I want you to protect her. Roger. I think you can do it, even if it's half-wit versus half-wit. Roger! Don't call the king Roger. I'm almost there, honey. Yeah! Half-wit versus half-wit, indeed. Yeah, right? Clown King. What other voice you gonna give him? Sorry, let's fix the... Okay. Why does this always happen to me? Ta-da! Everyone fear, Dirty Joe is here. What a total loser. Show a little respect. How about a smooch? Let go, you're as stupid as your hairstyle. We're out of here. Behave yourself, honey, or we'll fall together. Wait, we're not jumping from here, are we? Don't worry, we'll catch the ropelet. Stop, you can't remodel a tower without a permit. Really? This is our hero? You know what? I'm rooting for Joe. Let Joe win. That's fair, Fox. Ha! Kid! Yeehaw! Rip. Ah! And so Kid died, and we never and now we played as Joe. A date with my dream girl. I love a captive audience. This is tragic. An independent woman like myself, trapped in a trite fairy tale cliche? Someone save me. I'll rescue you, sweetie. Not you. Pointing out that you're using tropes does not excuse you from using the tropes. Attention, Dirty Joe. Release Honey now. Kissing a princess is a capital offense. You again? Stop pestering me. Want to see my prized missile collection? A collection? Kaboom. Oh man, I always fall for that. Joe, you're such a geek. Wait, kid, I think you'll enjoy my prized bomb collection too. It's getting interesting. But what about me? So, oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I get it. Beat the bomb. Oh god, these controls. Oh hey, this is not... Oh. Oh, this controls so bad. Okay, platforming, coins, this is... God, this is such a weird kind of... Seriously, Joe? Or kid? Joe's the bad guy? Fox has done us all a favor and issued a veto. There is no need to be sorry. This game did not look promising. So we'll just put an end to that. And let's find something else to play. Okay, let me mark off a veto. So instead of whatever that travesty was, for the next 30 minutes we'll... Fine, we'll play Pizza Game. I have some thoughts about this game. I really do. That's the danger of waiting, Fox. That's the danger of waiting. Okay, Pizza Game. This is self-described as the world's worst visual novel. I almost agree, but it still has some alright moments to that. Yeah, I have played through and beaten Pizza Game before. It's a game I voluntarily bought with my own money. You'd see a pained smile on my face if I used Facecam. Yeah, Pizza Game. I probably don't have that installed, so let me take care of that first. I do not. Okay. I don't even really understand why that's called Pizza Game. Well, I guess there's like some things related to pizza. This is a game I only heard about because a YouTuber I watch sometimes, Joel Apocalypse, Brendan Blabber, the voice actor, he was involved in it and did some like promotional stuff for it. It's actually his sister who was the main dev and did all the music. And so like, good for that, but I don't know. I shouldn't be like, I shouldn't be bashing this game too much before anyone's even seen it, because like, I hated Papers, Please, and there were people who were like, oh, that actually looked kind of interesting. Okay, now let me get it fired up. Update the stream category, and gee, you know, maybe the capture will just tragically fail, and we will...
Some sort of game about pizza, no doubt.
Damn it. Okay, here we are. Pizza game. 30 minutes on the clock. Let's play some pizza games.
Start anew. Continue your suffering. Extras. Good riddance. Start anew.
There's some voice acting in this, I think. It's partial, unless they updated it.
Another day, another pizza.
Pizza game is over. Everyone has been rescued from time... Oh, I think that's a message I only get because I've beaten the game before. Ugh, morning, Tim, already? And yes, this game has a bunch of deliberate typos. I'm kind of in a rush today. Should I still spend time rambling about how to do basic actions in my daily life? No thank you. This is a visual novel. We do not need tutorials. I roll out of bedders and punch the alarm clock in the face. That'll teach you. Oh my god, girlfriend, quit screwing around. Enter me. It's like 7 a.m. Why are you being so shouty? That's Enter me. She's my thought bubble person who says all my thoughts. Except this one. I'm shouty because you can't afford to be late to your first day. First day? First day of what? Of your new job, remember? What new job? You know, the one at Big Microsoft. Nope. The one you got hired for like a week ago. Not ringing a bell, sorry. It's been your dream to work at there since you were little? Oh yeah, that new job! I can't wait! That's right, just this week I landed my dream job at the Big Microsoft, one of the biggest tech companies in the world. That is kind of a weird thing to forget. It probably is not important, though. I'm going to be the personal assistant of the CEO, Mr. Armnays. It will be like 50 Shades of Grey, only more sex. Right, completely unfamiliar, Fox. I am very optimistic about my prospects. I majored in boy at college, so I have all the right expertises to be the perfect 1950s secretary type. Is that even legal? Ha, good one, Enter Me. As you can see, Enter Me and regular me, who is me, get in all kinds of shenanigans. We're kind of best friends. No, we aren't. Hey, that reminds me, I still have to introduce myself. I'm Cayenne. It looks like Kiane, but it's actually pronounced like Cayenne the Pepper, or like Cheyenne, Wyoming, but without the H or the Wyoming. I am insert credits to change Cheyenne's age. Years old. Let's see, what else? My hobbies include eating pizza, thinking about cats, and reading boy band magazines. My best traits are my prettiness, my very prettiness, and my winning sense of humor. Winning what, a participation award? Right now my goal in life is to find a true love boyfriend. Or girlfriend. Or any friend, really. I'm lonely help. Mostly I'm hoping I'll end up with me dating my boss because he's rich and handsome. But we'll just have to see. Alright, quit rambling. You gotta get in the shower soon or else you'll be late for work.
Oh crap!
Yeah, Cayenne, she's alright. Oh crap, you're right. I always lose track of time. Hopefully Johnny doesn't need it.
Hey, Cayenne.
God damn it. Can I use the shower first, today? Hi, Johnny. Hi, can I use the shower? That's Johnny. He sucks. He's always doing dumb stuff like showering and saying hello to me. We share the rent, so I gotta put up with it. Though to be honest, I don't actually know what he does for a living, and mostly he's stupid. Johnny... Johnny fighting off that PTSD with ice cream, and we love that for him. I wish I had a roommate who was less suck.
You know you're talking out loud, right?
There he goes, messing more things up. If I were really such a bad roommate, could I do this? Johnny and I live in Floridaddle. My relatives like to point out that this is not a real place. They are wrong. Floridaddle is a new state made back when America decided to combine two states, Florida and Seattle, to save money. Cayenne, you're not looking. It's not a very good place to live, but I have to work here to work at my dream job, and I'm not sure why Johnny is here.
Okay.
So that was like meant to be a distraction, shiz, but if you're not looking, I'm just gonna go shower, okay? I'm the only one I know from my high school gets to live in a double state, though. That's pretty cool. Lived in both places, combining them sounds bad. I'll take your word for it. No time for rambles, Cayenne. It's 7:43. You're gonna be late. Oh no, gotta drive to work in a jiffy. Looks like I'll just have to shower in the car. Whew, that was close. I'm glad we got here in time. Wait, look out. The receptionist's desk is coming. The what? I guess that's the receptionist. Yeah, showering in the car. It's so efficient. I mean, you know, some people do makeup in the car. Cayenne is like, no, that's too inefficient. We can do better. I will say hello. Hello. Welcome to the McFrosoft offices. May I take your order? I don't think she's sitting at a real desk. She's wearing the desk around her like a peanut person. Damn, check out this piece of work. How old do you think she is? 190? What a haggity baggity. Hoo-wee. Uggo me buggo coming through, yee-haw. Sometimes I think you exaggerate a little. Do you have an appointment or what? I'm Cayenne, and I'm here to work for Mr. Aramnes. Is that good enough? That's definitely gonna be good enough. No. Why not? You say your name is Cayenne? Yes, it is pronounced like the pepper. I don't see that name on the list. Well, have you tried looking under pronounced pepper? Trust me, it's not here. And if your name ain't on the list, then your story doesn't check out. Well, that's no problem. You can just write it in. As if we have procedures around here, young lady. They are designed for security reason. You should leave right now, or else I think we're gonna have a problem. What? Why? Because if you're not on the list and pretending to be, it must mean you're a spy from Linux. Security.
Oh no!
What should I say? I mean, I think the clear option... You know what, Automod? I'll allow it. The Linux Penguin. If we could be like a spy from someplace cool, but spy from Linux? No thank you. I am not a spy. Yay! I know what English means. That was a close call. Not that many spies have such a mastery over the English language. But if you're really an employee, I'm going to need to see your employee passcode.
Huh?
Something about this seems familiar. I feel like I've been asked this question before. Yet since the last time I was asked, I think I've grown as a person. I believe in myself more. I know I have friends to back me up along behind me all the way. This might accidentally go into the true route or something? Even though this was a fresh install? Yes, I believe in myself. There's only a 0.32% chance I can guess this correctly, but it's worth a shoot! I'll just have to guess my passcode. Wait, never mind, I forgot. JK, I have zero self-confidence. You're a dumbass. Yeah, whatever. I don't know what your problem is, young lady, You could have very well asked for an employee form if you wanted a job. But now you can't because I hate you. Go get your life together outside. This is so embarrassing. You must be the newbie. Oh my, that sounds like the boss. I am the boss. Mr. Aramnaze, sir, do you know this hoopscallion? Yes, she's the new recruit who is just starting today. Really? Yes, really. Never question me again. Punch. Mr. Aramnaze whispers punch to office lady. My apologizes, Miss, Cayenne. Pronounce like the pepper. Okay, let me just get your paperwork sorted here. But I've kind of been thinking of changing it lately. I figure if I can change my name, I can change Nathan, like maybe start exercising. Enemy getting real tired of your negativity. Okay, I've added you to the list. Apologies again for not recognizing you sooner. Of course, none of this would be a problem if people kept me informed of anything these days, but oh well, I suppose I'll take the blame for everything once again. So you're the real Mr. Aramnaze? Yes, I am. Or at least I'm what's left of him. No way! It's such an honor finally meet you after all our correspondences. Yes, well, that wasn't me. Nancy handles the paperworks, which include responding to fan letters. I like to think I captured your personality to a T, sir. Let's take a photo, Giraffe, to commemorate our first day working together. What is this, a company picnic? I'll waste no time on your socialist camaraderie. Just because today is your first day doesn't mean I'll be going easy on you. I'm the president CEO man around here, so you will do exactly as I say, little lady. Yeah, that is far from the worst plot hole that this game has. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, I'm not little. My mom says that everybody's eyeballs are just born the wrong way, so I appear short to the untrained spectator. Oh my god, reading the typos is hurting my throat a little. Or maybe just my soul. In order to successfully integrate with this company, you need to learn the company rules. Blah blah stakeholders, blah blah corporate policy, blah blah corpses. Wow, Mr. Aramnaze is saying a lot of words, which are boring. When he's done talking, I will say my words back at him. It's important I start building relationships in my new town. Here's some bug facts, or here's some more bug facts. You know what? They're not ready for the more bug facts yet, Cayenne. You can't overshare. So instead, oh my god, I just noticed that, sorry, this isn't showing up in the capture, but I just noticed on my OBS and on the windowed version of the game, it's not even called Pizza Game, it says Pizza Gimo. But anyway, here's some bug facts. Did you know that sometimes katydids? And that's another thing. Your attire is unacceptable. Dude, you can't just interrupt someone's bug facts. You look ridiculous. You cannot come dressed to work today like that in my... Pani. Dressed like what? Wait a minute. I forgot to put regular clothes after my pajamas were on. Wait, hold on. Cayenne was supposed to say that. I can't believe it. I embarrassed myself in front of my celebrity idol, and I've only known him for like 5 seconds. This is like a dream come true, only in his nightmare. Consider yourself lucky. My stress dreams are filled with toilets. I'm so embarrassed. Yes, this is a tragedy for just about everyone, especially me. And Nancy, who thinks she still needs to be here for some reason. Punch. I just can't believe they cut the annual bonus I used to get for putting up with the garbage proletariat. Oh wait, I am the boss. I'm putting the bonus back in. We'll just have to cut out both your salaries. Sigh. 'Tis the worst day of my life. I am leaving. Wah. Cry. That could have gone better. Sorry, Inner Me, but I couldn't stay there any moment longer. I couldn't let Mr. Aramne see me cry like this. I really wanted to impress everyone at my first day of work. And now I messed it all up. Well, it's his fault anyways. If you had gotten the chance to finish saying your bug fact, he would have been too seduced to even notice your shitty clothes.
Well, howdy, stranger.
Sorry for the wait. Welcome to you. Yeah, thanks. Why the long face? Oh, it's nothing. It's just that I totally messed up at work in front of my boss today. Gosh, that sounds awful. You know what always cheer me up is exchanging currency for goods. What can I get you? Wow, nice segue, idiot. I think I will have a soda, thanks.
Great.
Sounds great. Of course, just as an FYI, that's fun your information. I've made it my policy to remind customers about business-consumer interactions work in a capitalist economy. Ahem. The costumer pays monies in the agreed-upon amount upon successful receives of the agreed-upon beverage. Don't forget to do that at the end of our interaction. With that out of view, I can go prepare up your soda. Be right back. Okay, thanks. Earth to Cayenne. You don't have any money? That is true. Well, you can't just not pay monies. That's illegal. And if you're in jail, how will you tell Mr. Aramnes your cool bug facts? That's a good point, Eater Me. There is so much jank. What Am should do? I don't want to go to jail. Don't worry, girlfriend. Our lady have a plan thought up. Really? What is it? Okay, here it is. Stall for time until I come up with a plan. That's not a plan. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. Just use your feminine charming. What is that supposed to mean? He a boy. Just remind him of your natural resources, and he will be total distraction. Here he comes. Go for it. Hey, want to hear a fun fact? I have boobs. If you see an expiration date on a bottle of water, is for the bottle, not the water. Fun fact. Okay, I will go make your drink for you now. Don't have too much fun while I'm going. No way. What a dumb fun fact. It wasn't even about bugs. Did you see that? He just ignored me. I can't believe it. No boy ever been able to resist the boob trick before. That's okay. In the time it took for him to say his done fict, I managed to come up with a much better plan. Okay, what is it? The plan is, don't pay for your drink. Yeah, thanks. I already got that far. What's the plan for if we become under arrest? I'm still working out the kinks, okay? Oh no, he's back! What's he doing? I can't see out this thing. He's just staring at me. Menacingly. He's trying to intimidate you. Ma'am. Don't let him stand you down. We didn't have 3 weaves of feminism and suffragettes just for this guy to win at a staring contest. Gulp. The jigsaw is up for us, Inner Me. Maybe we should just turn ourselves in. No way, just keep your cool, girlfriend. Ma'am? Don't worry, keeping it cool is just one of my many talents. I am very cool. Here goes nothing. I'm very sorry, ma'am, but it appears we're out of soda. Would you like to try our special Happy Chino instead? It is $4.05. Haha. Okay. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. I blew my nose. Okay. Sorry about that. Honest, Cayenne, maybe you should be the throat bubble, and I should be the front person. That was close. I'm on thin ice here. Hey, you've got him on the defensive. Why not try buttering up with a friend to pal nickname? That way he will think we are friend and accidentally give us money instead of take it away from us. What kind of nickname? Something natural and friendly sounding, but also cute to show you our pretty girl. Let's see. What sort of nickname should I use? We have something cool, something non-threatening, or Horatio. I'm thinking we go with Horatio. Your new name is Horatio. Quick, here he comes. Very slowly. I'm glad you're on board, Fox. Wow, I can't believe I just watched you move across the screen for 15 seconds. Was that really 15 seconds? Go back to the VOD. Clip it. We can check this. No. I'm not sure. Go back and do it again. Let me count. Wait, no, that's not what I meant. Okay, hold on. Okay, go. 1. No. 2. 3. And they said these would be my golden years. 5. You're moving too fast. Do it again. Okay, 1. You know what? Never mind. It's not a big deal. Here's your happy Chino, ma'am. A very good choice in my humble opinion. I am biased. This is our most popular drink option. Even more popular than the Starbucks coffee. It said so in the local newspaper. I am proud. Okay, time to use my nickname. You know, the secret ingredient to every drink is friendship. Also fried chicken. Oops. Well, I guess now that I told you about what the secret ingredient is, it not a secret anymore. We're bankrupt now. That is funny joke, Horatio? Oh no, I blew it. My name is Chris. It is not Horatio. But that is okay, because I love Charles Dickens books. Great, me too. Horatio is my favorite character in Atlas Shrugged. Oh no, he's an objectivist? Get this guy out of here. Go on. The founder of your intellectual movement was a fraud and betrayed her own ideals. I can't take any of you people seriously. Excuse me. What is you favorite book, Strangler? That's easy. My autobiography. You have an autobiography? No, I haven't written it yet. But when I do, it'll be great. In fact, I should probably go do some exiting things to put in it right now. Yes, like drink coffee. Or leave your restaurant. Hey, wait a minute. Phew, that was close. Pack whatever weird luggage you have up under me because we are need to go on the run to Canada. Calm down, you dumb. But, come on, we used all our feminine's charms on that guy. He's just probably none the wiser. I mean, look at him. He is probably the type who iron his clothing before a big date or something. I mean, come on, sirs. Not that I would know because he didn't big date me. You sure you don't think he noticed? Even if he did, what is he gonna do? Call the cops? You're probably right, smiley face. So, I guess since I left at work, I get the whole day off now? Yeah, that's how that works. Psh, you would say verbs and nouns in a sentence, dork. Boo! Did I scare you? Psh, I scare even me sometimes. Don't worry, not everyone can handle a dark, twisted coolness that is Warped Lamp. What kind of name is Marked Lamp? Warped Lamp. Yeah, I know, but I typoed and didn't bother to fix it. And Warped Lamp is an incredibly cool name. Not really, it doesn't even make sense. We'll have you consider the following. You suck? That's a good point. Whose side are you on? So yeah, I think we can all agree Id Lamp ranks within the top 5 percentile of cool name. It also happened to be my name. The lamp part is my surname, but the warped part is my title. It's why they call me the Master of Twisted. Lamp's voice acting clip sounds like a McDonald's drive-thru, except when the Vimbert guy is voicing him, where he sounds much better for some reason that we'll never be able to solve. Wait, hold on, what did you just say? Yeah, but why does it sound like your voice is coming out of a drive-thru action figure? Psh, excuse you. I never go out in Publix without a trusty guitar amp on my vocal cords. It's to emphasize how cool I am. Sometimes, I kill ants using a megaphone. Wow, you're still talking, huh? Wait, no. A magnifying glass. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, you can call me Lamp regular. Because, I mean, if you have to think about the twisted part too much, that is the part that come at the end of my name, you will probably go insane. It's a well-known Floridaddle fact and tourist attraction. Used to be thousands of people would come to see my twisted mind, but after too many accidents, they had to shut it down. Anyway, did you want to go on a date with me, dork? Excuse me? Whoa, hold the horse phone, girlfriend. This is our chance to turn your crappy day around. Sorry, I don't date household objects on principle. You know, good for you, Cayenne. This basically is Florida, man. Yeah, but live a little? What should I say? So we can accept and smooch, politely decline, or throw Lamp in the trash. I'm torn. I want to get smooching on before we get time, but throwing Lamp in the trash sounds excellent, and I think it's what I picked the first time I played this game. Let me save. Oh, hey, that's accidental spoilers, because apparently it still has my old save files. That's neat. Okay, cool. But, anyway, throw Lamp in the trash. Wait, what are you doing? Take out the trash. Click and drag or press F. Well, that solved that problem. Another missed opportunity. Well, we didn't want to date Lamp anyway. Speak for yourself, girl. Existent is all one my required traits for dating. It's just been one thing after the other today. I need William Samam's advice. I don't know, William kind of craps me out. Let's go to William Samam's house. This is an alley. That's because William Sam is homeless. William is the boy next door. He's not really the boy next door, but he do live next to our apartment complex in a box. So that counts. Sorta. William Sama and I are great friends. I always come to him for advices. William Sama, say this part shouty, are you home? Maybe he died? That's okay. We'll come back alter. I already feel a little better just thinking about getting the chance to feel better. Johnny, I'm home. Hey, Cayenne, how was work? Oh, Johnny, I forgot you lived here. I hope you don't mind I threw out all your regular spoons and put the plastic ones in the dishwasher, because plastic doesn't rust, and guess what I learned to do in the shower?
Spoons.
Good for you, Johnny. Yeah, that's real nice, Johnny. The fridge magnets say hug Johnny? I didn't see that. Hey, you seem kind of down. What's wrong, Cayenne? Is work not all you dreamed it would be? Maybe you finally learned that capitalism is what the man wants you to be? Should never have gotten a job, Cayenne. Like I said, gotta take a page out of Johnny's book. Johnny doesn't believe in capitalism. He is always looking for alternative means of making mods. Which is fine, but like, the rent and stuff? Johnny, you just stay home all day doing whatever it is you do and getting stoned on ice cream. Hey, you know, maybe he's an ice cream streamer. Maybe he works from home. Maybe he's just Johnny. He's just vibing. You say that like I don't do important stuff, when in fact, I'm working very hard to learn to balance a spoon on my nose. Someday I will be famous magician. It's my big character trait. I've just decided. And on the note of that revelation of Johnny's character trait, we are blessedly at time for this game, and I can escape. Farewell, pizza game. I remembered you accurately. But yeah, this game is...
the door hit you. It's got spikes.
Thank you, Mr. Aramnes. This game is weird. It's... I don't know. I have thoughts on it which are not fair to say without getting into spoilers, because there are actual spoilers for the game. It has something of a story. As you got some hints of, accidentally, because it remembered my saves from when I had this game installed on this computer, like... Wait, did I ever install the game on this computer? I don't think I did. Anyway, this is Shuffle Saturday. If you came in during that nonsense, or otherwise haven't seen this before, I have my entire game collection loaded onto this website. Using it, I have it pull a random game out of all the games I can stream, a pool of about 1,300, and we play that game for the next 30 minutes unless someone types !veto, and then we pull another one. So after coming off Pizza Game, what could possibly follow that incredible act? Next, we shall have... The Age of Decadence? Oh man! Okay. Sure. This is a game I also know quite well. It is the Steam night tonight, I guess. I don't hate this. So do you like post-apocalyptic Roman Empire? Sure you do. It's a weird concept. That's what this game is. So let me start getting this lined up. Hopefully it can capture, because I love this game and I want the opportunity to show it off. Age of Decadence. Come on, go ahead and open game. Game? Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's flip over to this screen and try with this. Okay, it's doing the thing where it's huge. One sec. So one thing I will warn about, this game is ugly as sin. Like, warning up front. Okay, The Age of Decadence. Alrighty, 30 minutes on the clock. Let's play some Age of Decadence, except I think I muted the audio before. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn that back up. And let us start a new game. Is the sound coming through? The sound is not coming through. In fact, it's playing out of my... Oh. How about... Okay, there we go. It was playing through my monitor for some reason? Welcome, adventurer. You're about to die, and we salute you. The Age of Decadence is a very different game from what you're used to. Its world is harsh and unforgiving, and it really doesn't take much to end up dead. In fact, it's painfully easy, especially if you try to play the game the way you normally play RPGs, where when you roleplay a mighty hero who's able to handle any challenge and smite evildoers by the dozens. In this game, combat is always extremely dangerous. It is the hardest way to handle quests and progress through the game, and even a couple of thugs can easily put an end to your adventure. Keep in mind that you are not expected to beat every fight you're offered. There is no shame in walking away if your character isn't a killing machine. Optional fights are usually the hardest, so don't jump at the first opportunity to be brutally murdered. The game isn't linear, and it's not about killing people. Be aware that many people will not hesitate to lie to you, steal from you, or betray you should they see fit. Use your head, be careful what you say, and always look out for yourself because no one else will. So, there's kind of a few different ways we can play this game that's kind of like not really a starting character class, but it'll give us a starting direction in the game. There's Assassin, where the game is about killing people. Thief, where the game is about stealing from people. Praetor, where you're kind of like the herald of a noble house. Lore Master, where you're one of the people who actually understands how the post-apocalyptic tech things work. Grifter, where you're also about stealing from people. Drifter, where you're kind of whatever you want. Mercenary, where you're also about killing people. And Merchant, where you're all about making that sweet, sweet money. I have never played as a Praetor before, so I think I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to bother to customize our character too much, because we only got 30 minutes. And we don't see him that closely anyway. So I don't really know what Praetors need to prioritize. I think it's kind of a mixture of like combat and social stats. So I'm going to dump strength a little bit, boost charisma. No, I want perception. Maybe dump constitution a little. Yeah, dex. And I'll be for combat, I'll be going with good old crossbow, because crossbows are actually real broken. And then block? No, dodge. And then for civil skills, let's get some lore, definitely some persuasion, streetwise, and etiquette. Maybe a little impersonate. Who's persuasion and etiquette? We're going to be dealing with like nobles, so we need to be able to move in their circles. And that should do it. And so now we head out into the world. The world and an empire that once ruled it lie in ruins. Noble houses that lorded over provinces and commanded vast armies have been reduced to broken city-states. The Imperial Guard, remnants of the Imperial Army, acts as a deterrent to open warfare. The knowledge of the old days has been all but forgotten. Hucksters peddle ancient wares of no value to the ignorant, and the lords seek and hoard artifacts they barely understand. A fanatical mysticism is slowly gaining favor, and long-held resentments are rising to the surface. Some speculate that another war approaches, others actively encourage it. Times like these bring nothing but suffering for the common man. However, they offer a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to those determined to seize the moment and follow it to riches, power, glory, and, often, an untimely death. Your adventure starts in Terran, a small, crumbling town far away from the main tracks of travelers and caravans. It's been dying for the last 100 years or so, kept alive only by the combined efforts of its inhabitants. Broken stonework has been replaced by makeshift wooden construction, creating the impression that a new town is slowly emerging from the ruins of the old one. Much like Terran, the noble house controlling the town has seen better days. Before the war that toppled the Empire and the devastation that ensued, House Doratin was one of the most powerful houses, but that was then and times have changed. Today, it barely has enough strength to maintain its hold over the local guilds. And yet when you were offered to serve House Doratin, you dropped on your knees and swore fealty, grateful for being noticed and elevated above your status. When Lord Antonidas told you to rise and you slowly got up, holding your head high for the first time and looking over the other praetors as peers, you were overwhelmed with a sense of purpose and power. You stand in the Hall of Antonidas, signs of wealth and power all around you. Wherever you look, you see exotic tapestries and paintings, rare vases, gleaming statues. Ornate pillars run the length of the hall, all the way to the throne itself, where Lord Antonidas is sitting. Lord Antitus is the current and most likely last Lord of House Duratin. It was prophesied that he would be the leader to restore Duratin to its original glory. Unwavering in his faith in the prophecy, Antitus undertook many daring attacks against Duratin's enemies. Unfortunately for both Antitus and his house, the prophecy failed to live up to its end of the bargain, with disastrous consequences for House Duratin. With the loss of a fort and 2 entire legions, Antitus's domain was reduced to a crumbling town and a small regiment of guards, while the prospects of glory slowly faded away. Hail to you, Vimber. Have you heard of the murder yet? Traders are slaughtering each other over a handful of coins they can make in this town. Usually I don't concern myself with such trivial matters, but the man who was killed was bringing me a tribute, an artifact to buy my protection with. It must be recovered. Usually anytime that, this is kind of like the Fallout, New Vegas style, where like, if you have a skill that succeeds, that's usually the better option. So I'm going to say, I'll remind the Merchants Guild who runs this town, my lord, but I'm afraid that I don't have armor that fits such a mission. Talk to Deller. What am I looking for? It's a map. The trader sent me a letter requesting an audience. The letter mentioned an ancient map that, as he put it, would interest me greatly. At once, my lord. You enter the commissarium's richly decorated halls. Everywhere you look, you see signs of wealth. From the rich tapestries lining the walls to the gilded vases and intricately carved stonework. If money is power, then the interiors are designed to convey the message that the commissarium is a very powerful guild. Go to Linus' office. Linus the Skull owed his nickname to his appearance, and his appearance to the decades of service to the Merchants Guild. It was that service that changed an enthusiastic youth with blue eyes and wavy auburn hair into a dispassionate old man with a bald head and cold, almost colorless eyes sitting deep within the dark sockets. Business to Linus was a board game. He moved pieces and executed strategies without taking any human element into consideration. A good opportunity shouldn't be missed solely because some people were standing in the way. Linus' lips twist into something resembling a welcoming smile. To what do I owe this unexpected pleasure? Unexpected? You should have expected this pleasure when you decided to kill that traitor. As it turns out, he was bringing a gift for the old man, and he wants it back. I understand. I'll have it delivered to Lord Antitus within the hour. Anything else I can help you with? Lord Antitus wants to make it a memorable experience. A lesson must be taught. Linus' lips twist again. This too will be arranged. A gift and a head of one of my not-so-lucky associates will be delivered to your master. Heh. And I can just be like, oh yeah, that sounds good, or be like, wait a minute. I don't want the head of some beggar dressed in the merchant's robes for the occasion. Bring me the one who arranged the hit. Linus locks his eyes with yours, trying to read your determination, then gestures to the unseen guards. And that got me a skill point for figuring out his bullshit. Wait. A minute later, another merchant enters the room. Zenon, I'd like you to meet Vimber, praetor of House Durat. He has something he wishes to discuss with you. In private, I hope. Linus leaves the room. Tell me, Zenon, do you know who owns this town? Lord Antitus. Then what makes you think you can place hits on Lord Antitus' guests seeking his protection? Who are you to deny his protection to them? But Master Linus, we can tolerate certain indiscretions from a master, but not from a lowly servant. Surely you realize that. Zenon's face turns completely white. So I can just kill him, or be like, your life is in my hands now. Assuming it has any value to you, would you be willing to offer me for it? But no. We are the goddamn law around here. The punishment is death. With practiced motion, you draw the dagger across his throat and step back. Blood gushes out and Zenon falls to his knees, still struggling with the reality that he has seconds to live. As we wait. Two servants carrying a new carpet enter and bow, waiting patiently at the door. Their faces show no sign of emotion. Business as usual at the commissary. Delivers head to Lord Antitus. Leave. Well done. Linos delivered the map himself, along with a generous gift in Zenon's head. Looks like the message hit home. You're an efficient man, Vimber. Ruthless, too. With the right guidance, you can go far. You have a rare ability to do what needs to be done, and you understand that lessons that aren't taught in blood are soon forgotten. He reaches inside his desk, pulls out a scroll, and hands it to you. Have you ever heard of Flos Dulatorium? Flower of Battle, he recites from memory. For the men-at-arms during wars, riots, and duels. It's an excellent treatise on fighting techniques, written when combat was considered the ultimate form of art. Oh, that was still him talking. Unfortunately, I only have one chapter, the art of dagger fighting. So much has been lost. I've made several copies. This one is yours. Read the scroll. Against the sword thrust at your face, lift your elbow, striking the point to your left with your dagger blade. Stepping in with your right foot to close distance, catch hold of your enemy's sword arm. This prevents the swordsman from escaping to a safer distance. Once in this position of advantage, you can dispatch your foe with a dagger thrust. Sounds useful. Dagger skill goes up. Where can I find the other chapters? You can't. Do you know how old this treatise is? Centuries. We're lucky that few pages have survived. Still, should you be fortunate enough to find another, make sure to bring it to me. Will do, my lord. Do you believe in destiny, Vimbert? Before you have a chance to answer, Antitus continues. I've spent more than a decade trying to find the temple and fulfill the prophecy. I've wasted a fortune and lost more men than I dare to admit. And just when I've decided to give up, another map shows up. Coincidence? I don't believe in them. It is said that every man is given a chance to change his fate, to ascend to greatness and immortality, to rise above the ordinary and serve a cause greater than self-interest. Fate guided you to the map, and it will guide you to the temple. The temple? The prophecy? Another map? All in due time. I want to see how you handle a more challenging task. Talk to Deller. I will, my lord. Just the man I'm looking for, says Deller in a tone suggesting that you're the first person he ran into. Did Cassius arrive yet? Cassius? The new lore master. I finally convinced the old man to get rid of that weasel Fang and get someone better. Cassius was highly recommended. So tell Fang that his services are no longer required, and if you see Cassius at the inn, bring him here. I am not going to head straight to there, because I want to see what I'm working with for armor. Let's see. I need to... Let's equip the crossbow, cloak, because that's... The armor's probably good for now. Can work with that. We have a ring to prove that we're important. So that seems good. Let's just reload a crossbow bolt, just in case we get in any trouble. And now, kind of let loose on the world. It's usually a good idea to follow the story at first, but this game you can get up to all kinds of shenanigans. I once ended a game by literally becoming a god. It was a really hard ending to achieve, but damn if it wasn't worth it. First order of business. Let's tell the lore master he's fired. You see a signpost that says, don't sell priceless artifacts for nothing, come and see Fang first. In a world on its way downhill, the future lies in preserving the pre-war knowledge. Lore masters, the self-proclaimed experts on the antiquity, are at the front line of this trade, digging through ruins, copying ancient manuscripts, trading bits and pieces of pre-war knowledge, and appraising anything that looks old. What do you want? Fang came to Terran with a caravan 2 decades ago. No one knew where it was from or why, but he had the bitterness of a man soured by the memory of the life he lost. He was well versed in languages and the antiquities, but the town already had a lore master. Fortunately for Fang, this lore master soon fell sick and passed away. Despite the best efforts of the local alchemist, who was quite puzzled by his symptoms. Shortly thereafter, Feng became the new lore master and even earned the favor of Lord Antitus after discovering a number of Duratin relics. Lord Antitus's praters are always a welcome sight in my humble abode. What does my lord require? You have but to name it. You're fired! What has this great faithful servant done that displeased our lord so greatly? inquires Fang dramatically. Who shall advise our lord on matters that are beyond the understanding of most men? Who shall protect him from unseen dangers? Cassius. Young Cassius, what does he know? You have to study ancient manuscripts for decades, poring over every word and contemplating its meaning. Decades, Praetor. Don't tell me you believe he's fit for such an important job. What I believe is irrelevant. I'm just the messenger. I'm the law. Irrelevant? You are a praetor, not a chambermaid. What if Lord Antitus, in all his infinite wisdom, has made a horrible mistake? Isn't it your job to correct it, thus ensuring his well-being? You expect me to go against my lord's will? You have much to learn, Vibert. You can achieve quite a lot with subtlety. For instance, what if Cassius were to disappear? Wouldn't it solve all our problems? So, were you suggesting... Me? I'm our lord's humblest servant, and it's not my place to question his decisions. But if I were to question it for you, you would probably shower me with gold, wouldn't you? I would if I were a wealthy man. Unfortunately, I'm anything but. Still, in my joy, I'm sure I will be able to find 100 Imperials. I'll think about it. So we have a very important decision to make. Do we... Oh, wait. Can I burgle him? I might be able to burgle him. Oh. I have no training in lockpicks. Never mind. So I can betray the man who's given me everything for a few 100 Imperials, or I can remain true in being the law and... Yeah, we're gonna take the money. Oh, hey. Is that the name Cassius? I do believe it is. 42-year-old lore master Cassius, contemptuously called Young Cassius by his gray-haired colleagues, has never understood the appeal of digging through dirt and ruins like a rat. Instead, he preferred to spend his time among neatly preserved scrolls, studying the work of many ancient lore masters of the antiquity and hundreds of accompanying commentaries he considered indispensable. Master Cassius was working on his second tractate, analyzing manifestations of the divine will in year 4052, when Antitus's emissaries invited him to Terran. Cassius invited early and was getting tired of waiting when you showed up and graced him with your attention. Is there something you want? Lord Antitus has sent me to escort you. Follow me. Lure him to an abandoned house? Cassius looks around in confusion. What is this hobble? Explain yourself immediately. Master Fang thinks that you made a mistake accepting Lord Antitus' invitation so hastily. He asked me to correct it. Takes Antitus almost a minute, but he finally understands. Wait, we can come to an arrangement. I'm a lore master. So is Fang. Fang? Cassius laughs for the first time. Fang is a charlatan. He can entertain children with his tales, whereas I can offer you something that's worth a lot more than anything Fang promised you. Fang may be a charlatan, but he has his uses. Nothing personal, Master Cassius. Unfortunately, I don't have skill in critical striking. Your strike is clumsy, making a bloody mess, but failing to hit any vital organs. Cassius draws his dagger and prepares to make his desperate last stand. And now we fight. So, combat's turn-based, and everything is based around... Oh, I can't shoot in melee with... Right. So I have a few different options, as you can see here. And they all have different... First of all, though, we have to get this man out of melee with us, so... We should give him a shove. Now, let's look at what my accuracies are. I probably just go for regular, because that THC of 59%, that's my chance to hit. We are not exactly a combat god. Oh, it costs 5 AP to reload. That's not good. And he's doing his best here, but he's having to deal with getting through my armor. Oh, please push him away. There we go. And we do a shoot. Which he dodges. Fuck. Okay, we gotta reload, and then What if I just, like, move a step away? Oh, there we go. That works better. And the man we were charged to bring to our lord is dead, with no one the wiser. And naturally, we strip his corpse clean. And leave him dead in this abandoned hovel. We return to... Oh, wait. Hang on. This is... Let me just try, like... making a save and exiting and reloading. Because that shouldn't happen, clearly. I think this fixes it. Please, game. I talk you up all the time. You're making me... Okay, here we go. Weird glitch, but... Hey, look at that! Cassius never arrived. He was just found dead. Isn't that weird, Feng? Old buddy, old pal, old friend of mine. Cassius is no longer a problem. So, young Cassius is gone, and will bother us no more. Good riddance, I say. Such a pompous ass that boy was. Here's the money I promised, but I owe you a lot more than what I paid you. You must forgive an old man his habits, so I'd like you to take a look at this. Feng carefully unwraps a small bundle and shows you a ring. It's a heavy silver ring covered with softly glowing runes. While the metal feels cold to touch, the glowing runes burn your fingertips. It's the famous magic ring of General Galbo, explains Feng. The ring was crafted by the Council of Magi to grant the general special powers, which made him unstoppable in battle. After the general's death, the ring was thought to be lost and hasn't been seen in centuries. It is, without a doubt, one of the most important relics of the Empire, and its appearance is a great omen. I'd give it to you for free, but I'm a poor old man. 100 Imperials is all I'm asking for it. So, the shrewd viewer may notice that he's asking for the exact sum of money that he just paid us. This should be a sign that this is a scam. If you buy this ring, it does absolutely nothing. Like, it's just fake. It does nothing. They go on about magic ring and you'd be like, oh yeah, absolutely. I think, actually, if you have a high enough lore skill, there's a dialogue option that pops up here that, like, come on, Fang. We both know that doesn't work or something. Something like that. But, I'm just gonna tell him maybe later. You know, keep our money. Spend it on something a little more useful, like, better crossbows. Speaking of which, where is the blacksmith? Can I just... Oh, okay, I can just fast travel. I need some... Do you not sell hand crossbows? That's bad. Come on, I need my hand crossbows. They're the path to power. Oh, here we go. This man looks like a weapon merchant. Heavy crossbow, hand crossbow, here we go. Only one, but I guess I'll have to make do in the meantime. Because that, we can have multiple crossbows loaded with multiple bolts. You know, no need to reload when you just pick up a different bow and just keep blasting. It's the beauty of this build I'm going for. But, let's see. I guess we need to inform our betters that, tragically, the new lore master never showed up. We couldn't find him. His dead body showed up. What do you want, Praetor? I didn't find Cassius. Maybe he changed his mind. Maybe, says Deller without elaborating. I have a task for you. One of the caravan masters reported seeing a small group of Aurelian legionaries escorting a man. Take 2 men with you and bring him here. I'd like to know who he is and what he's doing skulking around in our backyard. That sounds like something that's going to be a big old fight, and I need some time to prepare. First, let me use some skills. Let's level up crossbowing a little bit. And let me actually do crafting a little bit. Because if I can craft my own crossbows, then the lack of them is going to become less of a problem. And now I can buy them from here. Schematics for crafting, weapons, standard crossbows. Crossbow, hand crossbow, there we go. I need 2 pounds of lumber. Bargain at any price. Can I? Oh yeah, I can give some bonus accuracy to it. Nice. So now we have hand crossbow and better hand crossbow. And with this, I think that oh wow, almost coming up with time. Yeah, let's try just, you know, having a nice talk with the completely friendly mercenaries of a rival noble house. This definitely won't go sideways at all. Let's intercept some legionaries. You know the area well, and it doesn't take you long to find the Aurelian men slowly moving through the unfamiliar wilderness. The group is small, Praetor and 3 legionaries, 2 of them wounded, followed by a limping man in robes. You wait for them to approach you. Raiders, explained the Praetor, too tired for courtesies. The bastards ambushed us. Who's your friend? I'm Sarab, says the robed man. The accented speech betrays his Bactrian origin. A lore master. I serve Lord Galus. He will be most grateful for assistance. The way he says Lord Galus shows that he expects nothing but instant obedience and servitude. So I can just be like, yeah, you gotta come with us. Be like, if you'd honor us with a brief visit, as guests of House Doratin, I'll see that no harm comes to you. You have my word. Very well. My men and I will accompany Master Sarab to Terra. That worked. That actually works. Okay. Well done, Vimbert. I assume that Sarab was heading for the old ruins. The Aurelians have set up a camp there a while ago. Looks like they did find something worth looking at. So now what? Now Master Sarab will enjoy the hospitality of our torture chambers. They aren't as sophisticated as Galus' dungeons, but I'm sure they'll get the job done. Wait, let me talk to him first, Stellar. If you think that you can trust what he'll tell you. I'm a law master, says Sarab over and over again, frustrated that nobody's able to grasp this simple fact and let him go. Not interested in the affairs of men, I'm interested in machines. Can't you explain that to him? I'm afraid it's more complicated than that. What machine were you going to fix? An ore smelter, if the descriptions can be trusted. As you can see, there is no cause for alarm here, so if you'd... We both know that Galus wouldn't waste his men on an ore smelter. There has to be more to it. We're too smart to fall for that little ruse. Then you know more than I do. So my persuasion is not gonna work, but I can succeed on lore? Except I don't know the right mantra. Give it to me and you'll be treated like an honored guest while I take a closer look at that smelter, or, you know, because of the implication. Because of the implication. Or I'll chop off your fingers and you never touch another machine in your life. Very well, I'll give you the mantra. Oh hey, that's an achievement I didn't have. So, yeah. Write it down. How did it go? He says it's a smelter. I'll go in and take a look. Good. While you're out there skulking in the wilderness, take a look at that raiders camp. You missed it? A few days ago, a raider walked in and started making demands, claiming that his gang had captured a lord. We didn't take the bastards seriously and used him for target practice. Then it turns out that Tiberius, that useless tit, is really missing, but it was too late. So take a look at the camp, will you? If it's something you can handle alone, by all means, do it. We have too many problems as it is. Having one less thing to worry about will help a lot. A lot. Oh, but it looks like we are at time, so I will have to bid farewell to the Age of Decadence. I might continue that playthrough off stream, because I've never done the Praetor playthrough. I've put like 100 hours into that game, but I've never gone down that route. Kinda neat. Because usually, everyone in the world treats you like shit, because you're nobody. But Praetor, it's like, hey, I'm important. You have to respect me. But Shuffle Saturday rolls right along. If you haven't seen this before, my entire game Collection is loaded up into the site. I use it to suggest a game out of a pool of around 1,300 different games I can stream. We play that for the next 30 minutes, unless someone types !veto, or it's a game I just can't stream for whatever reason. Coming off Age of Decadence, we've had 2 strong picks so far today, and then one with clowns that we don't need to talk about. Let's see what's up next. We have... Well, no. I'm not playing that. I'm not playing Wanderlust Rebirth. Absolutely not. I will use one of my vetoes. So instead of that abomination of a game that I own for some reason, sure, I'll take the devil I don't know. We'll play Zool. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I'm going to take a quick break, refill my water in my water, air quotes, and then we will fire up Zool and see what that is, how it plays. Or, if you'd rather try for something else, type !veto. They are your vetoes to use. No need to justify yourself to me. I'll be back in just a few. Okay, I return. Also had to flick on my air conditioning because it's actually a little bit warm in here. Thank God I had it activated. Well, swamp cooler, I guess. But whatever. Same diff a little bit, same diff. Zool, right. Kneel before Zool and all that. Platformer fighting puzzle sports game in action is what Twitch says for its genres. I'm concerned now. Well, hey, you know, I like games that are mildly incomprehensible sometimes. Maybe this will work out. Zool. Okay, let's flip on over to this screen. Zool, are you there? You are. Jaunty. Okay. 30 minutes on the clock. Let's play some goddamn Zool. Let's hit max continuous and easy, because I don't know what the hell kind of game this is. Also, that feels kind of loud. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. Okay. Let's begin. Level 1-1. Get ready. Okay. I'm into it. Into the music, at least. Oh, hey, Zed. Welcome, welcome. It's been a... Wait, can I not turn around? Okay, there we go. We've had some interesting games so far today. I don't know if you were lurking and saw those. Oh, I can wall climb. Or wall jump, rather. So I guess we're a little goblin that shoots fireballs. You know what? We will deliver goblin justice to this wretched world of candy? At least the music's great. It is kind of Mega Man-ish, isn't it? It says hit. I have hit. What does that let me do? Oh wait, health. Health, I want health. Ah. Everything is... Maybe it's just after, like, the brown that was Age of Decadence, but I'm like, the colors are too bright. I can't tell what's what. Oh, I can do a Mario. Nice. Oh, I thought it was... I see. Slide and go. Well, I have no idea what the story of this is, so I'm choosing to believe that we are a goblin ninja sent here to ruin Christmas. Because why not? Reality can be whatever I want. Go up, if you insist. I have a shadow now? Question mark? I am unsure what is happening. But the music's great, and controls are decent. About as good as you can hope for a SNES platform I've never heard of. Why did Twitch say it was like sports? Puzzle. Is this like a genre-busting game? If I have to like suddenly play basketball or something, I'm into it. Oh, that's a spike. Oh, I am almost dead. Can I? Oop. And I am dead. Oh, the hit is the midway point. I see. I'm actually kind of angry I've never heard of this game before. With music this good. Goblin Rock. See, there was a thing up here. Is it not here anymore? Guess not. Guess it just didn't. Oh wait, am I on a time limit? Bottom there? Yes, I am. Okay. Also, I'm almost dead again. Have I mentioned I'm not very good at, Oh god. Please let me turn around. Why is that one of the hardest parts of your controls? Why? Yeah, platformers, I am very not good at them. Oh, shit. Well, that was just bad luck on my part. That's it. taking my time is not working, so we're just gonna start going a little aggressive. Speedrunning tactics. Also, why is the jump button and B is fire? Which is making it really hard for me, just in the way, like, my hand goes on a SNES controller to, like, jump and shoot at the same time. Weird decision. And I know not everything has to have, like, Mario controls, but... Oh, hey, wait, that was a... Wait, let me... Give me the thing. Oh, shit. It was right there, too. Bad time to look over at chat. Zool, I wish to know more about you. Why are you a goblin ninja? What are we doing? Can I beat literally the first stage on easy? Signs point to no. Oh shit, come on. Bullets are so tiny, it's hard to dodge enemy projectiles. And of course I can't shoot up either. I knew that spike bit was there. I knew, and yet I proceeded. Oh. I think it is just pure, like... not quite. It's almost overstimulus after Age of Decadence, I think. I think somewhere in my brain had been like, oh, okay, it's gonna be all like RPGs and visual novels tonight. Nope. Surprise. A lot of my collection is not that. Oh, hell yeah. Look at all these delicious items. Oh god, the bees. Not the bees! No. Okay. We have done a murder. I don't know what that does. Oh, wait. No. We do not want that. Am I supposed to... Oh, the shadow fire's with me. Nice. Okay, I love that. That's a cool power-up. Shame it's over. Won't stop me sentient puddings or bees, but you will, donut that fires bouncy balls. Shit. I'm doing so poorly. Appreciate that the music doesn't stop when I die. It's like the game saying like, oh yeah, you died, but whatever. You're still grooving, just keep going. As opposed to most games where I feel like the loop would just like hard end and it would be like, okay, now the music starts over again. I feel like maybe Hotline Miami did that? I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played that. Oh, wait. Health. That was the end of the stage, huh? I was right there, too. Okay, level 1, 2. Just right into it. Same track. I don't hate that. The sea shadow. But you know, what is Zool's purpose? What is his true mission? Why must he eat all this candy and destroy these tiny little dogs? I don't know how I'm supposed to get those. What? No. Damn it. kill me. Damn it. Well, there was an attempt. Zula's made to combat Mario and Sonic, huh? I can believe it. Seems like something that you'd, like, find on the Turbo graphics, maybe. Oh, those were not pickups. Those were conveyor belts. I can certainly see the Sonic edge, where it's like, you know, I guess Goblin is not quite like an anthropomorphic creature, but, you know, it's like not just a regular, you know, Italian plumber man. And it's kind of got that, like, cool vibe that Sonic liked to have back in the day. Well, I guess kind of still. I don't know. I've lost track of Sonic. After Forces was the latest Sonic game to be like, oh, this one's gonna be good, Oh. I was kind of like, yeah, I think I'm good just not keeping up with Sonic stuff anymore. So, I like being able to wall climb, but man, so... Okay. Yeah, I actually really hate the way this controls. I'm gonna use my second veto of the night and say no to this. So, with me now out of my ability to manipulate to influence RNG, which I'm sure I will never regret, what game can we play instead? Sega just does Sonic 30? It's true, it's true. Captain America and the Avengers, a classic beat-em-up. Oh my god. Ha! Sure, I will play this all day. I actually have a story about Captain America and the Avengers. That is, you know, the specific game, not, you know, MCU like you'd think about it. So cool. Captain America and the Avengers. Updating that, and let me get that loaded up. If this is the game I think it is, I hope it is. Let's flip over here. Okay. A fresh 30 minutes on the clock. Captain America and the Avengers.
The Avengers!
Yes, oh my god. So, at a resort on a lake that I used to go to in the summers, a couple of my cousins and I actually beat this arcade machine just through sheer persistence and number of quarters. Oh, but the difficulty. Why to punch? Can we change that? Guess we can. Okay. And, of course, I'm going to be, Actually, no, Vision looks really creepy there. Let's just be good old Captain America. Red Skull seeks to conquer the world with a team of supervillains. He has used a mind control machine to bring them under his power. Now he controls their every action. Go at once, Avengers! Try to crush his evil scheme.
America still needs your help!
Scene 1. The Avengers.
Okay, go!
It's so deep fried. I love it. Oh, hell yeah. I'll handle this. Look at that doofy Captain America. Oh! I can actually throw a shield. Classic. Ah, the zen of beat-em-ups. Captain America throws his mighty shield. You must yield. Can I pick up that, whatever that is? Wait. It was doing an animation. also remember... No! Get ready to hear that about 800 more times. Also, the classic beat-em-up ability to only attack on the exact vertical plane you're currently on. No! Oh, well, it could be worse. It could be, yeah, baby! Boss fight? Don't interfere, Avenger. Oh, I may have... Villains like... May have lost my chat connection. Hang on. Sorry if I... Oh, shit. Oh, the game is a little loud? Okay. Sorry, I just saw that now, Zed. My chat thing crashed. I didn't Red Skull just mind control Captain America. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have done some storylines like that. Like, you know, when the internet briefly decided to care about comics thanks to the MCU. And there was a thing where, like, there was the... What the hell is that? There was the panel of, like, Captain America just, like, looking out of a plane or something and being like, "Hail Hydra." And the writers were like, "Oh no, he's not under mind control or like a clone and someone impersonating him. This is really him." And then it turned out, no, he was just under mind control because comic writers can be lazy. Okay, shield spam seems to be the path to victory here. This is almost as good as that one X-Men machine that would be like, "X-Men, welcome to die," from Magneto. Oh, is that just a mid-boss? Oh god. No! I feel like if I were gonna get fancy like a Valen and have a soundboard set up, I would want that as like a triggerable thing when I vetoed a game on Shuffle Saturday. As I have already done twice. Let's try Hawkeye instead. Maybe he'll be better. Damn, you looking fabulous. Oh! A heal! No! House of the Dead. You're not wrong. James, go and prevent the confusion in the city. But for my money, there will never be... Oh wait, can I do the dive kick? There will never be a video game that has as good bad voice acting as Castle Shikigami 2. Oop. Okay, thanks for stopping by, Green Man. Ah, stop it. Which is a bullet hell game for the PS2 that had like a budget of I think like 5 cents for translation. And it just leads to some glorious results because the voice actors, they're trying for the most part. You can't escape! You will wish you never came. Whoa, 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 whoa. TOS. I'm not afraid of you, green penis man. Okay, I am a little bit afraid of your tornado attack, actually. Because it's a little hard to tell where the hitbox is going to be for that. Jesus. This, remember this being a lot easier with 4 players. And, you know, like $20 worth of quarters. You know, that was a small help. It may have been of some assistance. No! Okay, let's try a creepy vision. We had a nickname for this guy when I was playing through it as a kid. It was like... I don't remember now. Something like Fabulous Cape Man? No, it was more specific. Damn, it's gonna bother me all day now. We have defeated the green penis.
The Avengers.
Classic. Whirlwind's attack was just a setup. Other towns are being taken over. Hurry, Avengers!
America still needs your help.
Scene 2, Target Town. I mean, at least it's not Walmart Town, I guess. Some small mercy there.
Okay, go.
It's so deep fried, I love it. Oh shit! Wasn't expecting for it to go for my blood right out the gate, but this was an arcade port. I should know what I'm getting into. Jarvis Vision Center. Ha! Amazing. I'm sure that they've been around forever, and when the MCU game came out, they were like, oh god damn it. No! Every time you hear a no, take a drink. No, don't do that. You'll die of alcohol poisoning. Oh, wait, I don't... Oh, I do... Wait, how do I do the eye lasers? Yeah! This is the path to glory. This is like that ass kicks you. Oh, they were new? That's... I don't know if that's better or worse. Oh my god, please, please let this guy just die. Whew, toughest enemy in the game right there, apparently. Ah yes, Iron Man. Famous for just going up and punching dudes. Okay, go! Oh yeah! Now we fly! I don't remember what Captain America does for this part. I think he gets a hang glider out of nowhere. Oh, they were old, but a new building. I see. Interesting. That makes more sense, I guess. Wait, where am I getting health from? Boss fight? Boss fight? Boss fight? Not quite. I feel like my hitbox is kind of huge here. This is really hard to avoid attacks. So I just kind of have to take him to the face. I know, Iron Man. That makes you not happy because you go, no! Crack, blam, blam. No! Okay, I joked about it, but the no clip is actually starting to get on my nerves a little bit. What is W? I have a little fairy? Oh! Oh! I have a missile boomerang. Yeah. This is dumb, but I love it. Devs, did you really just reuse the exact same encounter? Really? No! I can't believe the devs would be this lazy! No! Okay. End of stage. I think I'm done with this flying segment. Please? And it's 2 enemies. Oh, the fairy left. Fuck. Zen. But I think this one is a little bit older than most of the other ones I've played. Oh, I got health from somewhere. Oh, it's the... Oh! Okay. I was not looking for those. I probably missed a few. They have some small degree of mercy. Blatant loading section. Oh yeah, it's these guys, from X-Men? I like how the hand just like slowly flies in. Oops, we fell to our death. I want to see what Captain America... Oh my god! Captain America's amazing for this! Look at that shield go, my god! No! My shield isn't meant to be abused like this! Oh god, there's more to the stage. I'm not going to survive. What? Stop it! Not allowed. Damn it. It's just like the instant they make contact with me, I have no opportunity to counterplay. Hey, Captain America, is this game... Oh, wow. That's... Oh, so when I set it to 5 continues, it meant I had 5 lives. So I got between cool and fair. That's rough. Damn. Well, can I enter my whole name here? Looks like I might be able to. Vimber! Vimber!
The Avengers!
Wow. They really just kick you all the way back out, huh? Brutal. Maybe training will help me get an edge. Sure. Captain America. They all play pretty much the same anyway, so...
Okay, go!
I'm going.
No!
Oh wait, is it? Oh, does it think that? Oh, this is like a versus mode in a beat 'em up.
No!
That's okay. That's actually kind of cool. I'm into that, but it doesn't really help me at all. I was hoping for a bit more when you said. Well, I'm never going to see the end of this game anyway, so let's see what hard difficulty's like. Why not? And, let's go with Disturbing Vision. Red Skull seeks to conquer. He has used a... Now he controls the... Go at what?
America still needs your help!
Still needs your help! Remember to register to vote, kids! Unless you're actually kids, because children can't vote.
Okay, go!
I'll handle this. I bet it's gonna...
No!
Okay. This doesn't seem that different so far. I assumed everything was gonna hit like twice as... Wait a minute. They get invincibility frames. Is that what I was seeing? The enemies have iframes? Oh my god, that's evil! That's evil!
No! No!
Hey, Vision, is giving the enemy invincibility frames fair?
No!
That's what I thought too. Goddamn, their teamwork is incredible.
No!
You know, Vision, maybe you shouldn't have tried to save the city alone. At least bring along like a B-lister like Hawkeye or something.
No!
Oh, you didn't want to bring Hawkeye? Well, what about like Ant-Man or something? Would you be alright with Ant-Man backing you up? Okay, no Ant-Man.
No!
What about Winter Soldier? Okay.
No!
I'm just trying to think of Marvel characters that I know that aren't big names, which is not a large list, because I am not much of a comics kid. Never was. Except for, I guess I got into, like, the Archie Sonic comics for a little while. It was when I was very young, though. Yeah, hard mode living up to its name a little bit. Just a bit. Oh god. Perhaps fittingly, gun enemies are, a big old problem. I'm a bad guy. Now I walk away. Red Skull controlling him is like, yes, that's perfect. Just have him show up, laugh, and then walk away. My flawless plan. See, I feel like these two guys are more difficult than the actual end boss of the stage. Whirlwind was his name? Because you gotta deal with dodging both their attacks. No! Hey Vision, is this difficulty fair? Okay, that's not the answer I was looking for. But, you know, take your time, think it over, really give me a reasoned answer. Never mind, you dead. Okay, Captain America, what about you? Do you think this difficulty's fair? Okay, also a rating of oof. I don't know where to put that on the fairness scale. If only I could, like, throw my shield down. There it is, a no. I think I agree. This hard difficulty is kind of crap. It's not crap? Are you trying to claim this shit's fair, Cap? Come on. That doesn't seem very American of you. For reasons I will refuse to elaborate on. Because American means whatever I think it means. Anything other than that is just a betrayal of this country's imagined rights. Origins. Whatever. Give me that. I don't know what it is, but I want it. It's health. Yes. I definitely wanted it. I feel like I should be able to dash, but I just have my straight, normal movement. Now, one thing I don't know, because I was never much of a comics guy, is, like, I know originally DC was, you know, the Justice League of America. Were the Avengers like that too? Very, like, US superhero team before they've kind of in the modern era been like, oh yeah, they're just for the entire world. I could see that being a thing, what with, like, the comics code being what it was back in the old days, where they were like, oh, nobody can do anything bad and not get punished for it, because then you're un-American, or whatever. What was it, the Comics Code Authority policed all that, like, ridiculous shit, because they were like, oh, it's pictures with words, this is corrupting the youth. You know, just like every generation says about whatever the new thing is. I'm sure the thing that's going to come, like, 3 or 4 things after TikTok, people as old as me will be like, oh, it's bad. and just repeat the cycle.
No!
But at the time, it was comic books. Then, you know, they had D&D, video games. What's it now? Smartphones, I suppose? Probably depends on who you ask. And, you know, how many conspiracy theories they subscribe to. Because, you know, there are some who believe some other than the completely reasonable ones, like, you know, birds not existing and Epstein not killing himself. You know, there are some who believe that the American Dental Association is behind the deep state. I'm like, you know, I see where they're coming from. Absolutely. Glad you're on board, Steve Rogers. Welcome! Very apt username for coming in on Captain America and the Avengers. I mean, you know, there were birds once, but they all got replaced with drones. We could have stopped it once upon a time, a long while ago, but alas. Damn it. Oh my god, Whirlwind, get out of my life. Okay, I need to stop trying to attack him when he's, like, pausing for 2 seconds in the middle of his attack pattern. Because that clearly ain't working. Understandable. Okay, we had about 6 minutes left, so let me extend the clock by... Okay, about, 21 minutes past the hour. We shall move on to the next game. Okay. Steve Rogers wants to see more.
No!
Hawkeye isn't sure he does. Wow, why couldn't I have just done that before losing a light? Damn it! Whirlwind's attack was just a setup. Other towns are being taken over. Hurry, Avengers! America still needs your help! Target Town.
Okay, go!
I'll never get tired of how the delightfully deep-fried voice acting. Oh god, will I get stuck here for like 8 years like I did the last time? Because these gun dudes, they're a little rough. Just a little bit rough. Yeah, after I inevitably die, we're putting it back on easy mode. This was a mistake. Hey, Captain America, was it a good idea to put this on hard mode? Okay, and oof was not quite the answer we were looking for. We were looking for a yes or no. There we go. Yeet. Oh, come on. We're practically off screen. Yep, and I am definitely a casual pleb. I am not that good at beat-em-ups. I will freely admit it. I enjoy them, but I'm pretty bad at them. Sure, let's use Iron Man. Besides, this is a port of a game that was designed to be a quarter eater. I know, because I beat the original in the arcades when I was a kid. Took a whole lot of quarters to do so. Oh right, I forgot the flying section. I should have been Captain America for this. Because he can just spam his shield. If only birds existed, you know. The X-Men game is also great. I was just talking about that. I don't know if that was before you came in or not, but the whole "Welcome to Die." Classic. I played that one as well. It's been many years since then, but I don't know if they ever ported that to any kind of console. I hope so. Maybe I can pick it up sometime. Iron Man, don't rain on my parade, alright? I love that they referenced it in, They took it off? Ah, the bastards! Hate that. I love that in, I think it was Marvel vs. Capcom, that they had Deadpool reference the "Welcome to Die" line when he's like facing Magneto. Probably one of those where it was like some kind of licensing thing, where that ran out. Oh wait, I think these enemies might be new. Yeah, probably same thing that happened to, oh, that's Wasp. Wasp is basically just like a boomerang missile, which I completely whiffed there, but I think Wasp does a little bit more damage than just my laser, because I can just kind of fire them out, and then Wasp returns eventually. It certainly seems like it's going faster than before I had Wasp.
No!
Yeah, Wasp was a power-up I definitely did not remember. Scarlet Witch, right. I'm not super knowledgeable about my Marvel, so I'm blanking on who Scarlet Witch. Oh yeah, Thor. Right? I would love to see Thor in like the old style outfit with like the little helmet. I think that's how they drew him back in those days. You know, I certainly don't mind his MCU incarnation. Easy on the eyes. Yeah, I kind of fell off of Marvel movies a little bit. Don't dislike them, just, I don't know. It got to be... the novelty wore off, I guess? Oh yeah. Or Dreamboaty, I guess. I kind of go for... I kind of vibe with Thor's look a little more, though. But I got the appeal of the Dreamboat. I understand. I just, Sorry, I'm thinking about MCU Thor now. I need to focus. Boss fight. Which I'm definitely not going to win, because I have 40 health. And I'm pretty bad at this game. As you've all been able to see. So far, nope. I shouldn't have even started to say so far this is going well. Because that just jinxed it. Did the lasers fire out of his hand? Or is there some kind of tell for that? Or is it just, no, fuck you. You should know where this is coming from. Well, we answered it there. No! There's no tell. Understandable. I didn't even match my last score. I'll just put an L, because I definitely took an L on that run.
The
Avengers! Okay, let's go ahead and turn down the difficulty and see how far I can get in another run. Red Skull seeking to conquer the world. Use the mind control device on villains instead of the heroes. Why?
America still needs your help.
And America still needs our help. America always needing our help. I remember one part in this game from when I played it on the arcade many...
Go!
Sorry, I didn't want to talk over the excellent deep-fried voice acting. Where it was like, you know, you're about to fight Red Skull, and it's like, if Red Skull succeeds, not only America, but the rest of the world as well will be destroyed. And I found that so funny, like, well, yeah, the world, like America. Sort of like that gag in the one scary movie where it's like, I don't care if people could die, Americans' lives are at stake. Oh, damn it. I always have such... Let me attack from, like, a little bit down on the vertical plane. That's all I ask, game. I'm sure there's some intricacies of gameplay I'm not... Ah!
No!
Stop.
No!
Damn it.
No!
I know, you're very disappointed in me because of how poorly I'm playing. I understand, Captain America, I'm in the same spot myself. I look at myself in the mirror and I say, no! Every morning. God damn it. Shield to shield. But what if our shields touched? The shields touched and it didn't end well for the other guy. Yep, Green Penis Man here to laugh at us, and then... I don't even know who these two are, but I respect them more than Whirlwind guy. Because villains like them must be crushed. If a... Well, this is off to a swimming start.
No!
Okay, we gotta get them back in the pattern that I had them in last time. Just kind of do hit and run attacks. And by hit and run, I mean throw and run, more accurately. Ah, okay, got too greedy there. That's my fault. I'll blame the game all day if I feel it was the game's fault, but that one was me. That one was 130% me. There. Down to just... Fuck, come on, come on. Well, it's a life I probably shouldn't have lost.
No!
No! You know, I can only assume that those, you know, true Marvel fans would recognize the, like, 800... Oh, wait, we can go up here. Yeah, no gunman can't bother us. Shit, I spoke too soon. Yeah, I'm always, my brother-in-law has a pretty deep knowledge of Marvel stuff. I'm always amazed by how much, like, I watch, you know, MCU stuff with him, and he's just, like, always mentioning more. There's just always more lore. Like, I think, there can't possibly be anything more you have to say about this, right? Nope. He knows more stuff from the comics. And, like, you know, good for him. It's just, it feels a little overwhelming to me. Thank you for the blue pizza. I will treasure it. Oh, that's just an instant kill. Okay. Alright, Green Penis Man, aka Whirlwind. Oh, right. We have these guys first. I guess. And then these guys. Right. How did I completely manage to... Was I just in a fugue state last time I did this stage and I forgot about them? Apparently so. Alright, Whirlwind. Let's tango. You will wish you never came. Loot. If only they'd had the technology at the time to continue giving us voice lines for, like, the pre-boss fight lines, like, you will wish you never came! Imagine that all, like, bit-crushed and deep-fried, as is the style for this game. It would have been amazing. I maybe could have used that as an alert. I need to put in some new alerts. Of course, bit-limited, since I don't have, like, bits or anything, but I don't know. Why I play Marvel video games, of course. Except not. But yeah, mostly just a lot of video games. Although I did think about, I have heard that the new Doctor Strange movie is pretty good. I might end up going to that. Although, first I need to go see the new Nick Cage movie, because that... I'm a huge Nick Cage stan, and it seems like the most Nick Cage movie that has ever Nick Caged onto this fair earth. Because it's just him playing himself, and that's delightful. Yeah, Yeah, it's called like the unbearable burden of incredible talent or something like that. That's fair. I don't care. I love Nick Cage. He devotes himself 100% to whatever role he's in, even if it's in a terrible movie. But the last Marvel movie I ever saw was, I think, the first Doctor Strange movie?
America,
It's
still needs your help.
been some time. Okay.
Okay, go.
Ah, right, I need to remember. Yeah, that's quite a while. I freely admit it.
Go.
Just, you know, I haven't felt super keen on going to... Well, wait. No, that was way before even the Rona, so... That wasn't exactly an excuse or a reason.
Go. Go.
Oh yeah, there's so many streaming series, and I don't want to give money to the mouse, so I don't have Disney Plus. So people talk about like WandaVision, and I'm like, that's cool. I don't hate it, just not much interest. I've gotten really bad about just watching a lot of things. Like, one of my buddies has been trying to get me to watch, God, what is it? I Think You Should Leave for like ever. Yeah, I do, but eh. I'm just kind of not... I don't know. I mean, and I know all my siblings have Disney Plus, so that could be a solution. Yeah, it's I guess some kind of comedy show on Netflix. He just keeps saying it'd be perfectly my style of humor. He doesn't really elaborate on it beyond that. So I have it on my list, but I have many, many things on my list. Just my siblings, no kids for me. But I think my brother has it because, well, he has kids. Well, and he got really into The Mandalorian. And then there's my brother-in-law, who is just the Marvel fanatic, who knows all about the lore, like I mentioned earlier. Oh, and/or kid. Yeah, that's what you meant. And/or kids. Taste and/or kids. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Wasp. I guess. Oh, she doesn't ride on our arm. She just kind of awkwardly attaches to the front. He's a pretty cool dude. Also, quite into the Vidya. I'm actually not sure what he's been playing lately. Because I know he got into Cyberpunk, even with all the glitches. I mean, he was playing it on console, so I think that wasn't that bad. But I don't know. He also had the patience to put up with Mass Effect Andromeda, and like, I just couldn't after Mass Effect 3. Was like, no thanks. I'm done. I'm good. I'll play other things. Okay. We are almost dead. Again! My favorite game of 2021. What games came out in 2021 that I even played? That's the problem. I'm so behind on my backlog that I'm not 100% sure what was new. What was it? Dragon Quest XI wasn't that year. That would be my answer. Did Nosha come out? Yeah, I think Nosha came out for... Was that this year that Nosha came out for the PC? If it was Nosha, then it was Nosha, because the game was a fantastic visual novel. So unique, so good. So I'll go with that. I think. If that Steam port didn't come out in last year, then I have no idea, because I'm pretty sure everything else I played that year was not a new release in last year, which leaves me a bit stuck. Okay, this time I'm going to dodge the... Nope. Captain America even said it there. I will not be dodging the lasers. God. There has to be a tell I'm not picking up on, right? Eh. Oh well. I can just iframes my way to victory at this point. Because this is surely the end of the stage, right? Yeah. There we go. Please be the end of the stage. Please? Damn it. Hey, 69 health. Nice. And it's gone. Yeah, it is not. So this... God... I think... Is there like a beat-em-up that... Ah! But, even with our extended time, that brings us to time on this game, so... This is Shuffle Saturday, where we play a different game every 30 minutes, so let us bid farewell to Captain America and the Avengers. As we pull up something else. If you came in during that or haven't seen this before, I have my entire collection loaded up into this website, about 1,300 different games. And using this, it suggests a game out of that for us to play. And I play it for 30 minutes unless somebody types !veto in the chat, in which case we try and roll again. I'm out of vetoes for tonight. I can't control this unless it's literally a game I cannot stream. So, next what we were playing will be Cthulhu Saves the World, which is weird. That came up last time I did a shuffle stream. Huh. Okay. That's... Well, RNG is a mysterious mistress. Alright, I'm going to take a short break, refill my water, and then... yeah, sorry, Steve. And then we will, I guess, continue the save file as Cthulhu keeps saving the world. Be back in a bit. Okay, so how about Cthulhu saving that world, huh? Did I manage to... What the fuck? I managed to... What the shit? Sorry. Headphone cord is tangled up in something. Oh god. Okay, there we go. Jesus. I am back, and right, Cthulhu Saves the World. This is a game that we started on 2 Wednesdays ago when this came up right at the end of the stream. So I know that this game works for streaming. Might have to adjust size a bit, but we will get it up. Get it up, phrasing me. And Cthulhu will be saving the world for 30 minutes. Alright, let's kill that music, and we'll pop over to this screen. There we go. The legends speak of an ancient evil known only as Cthulhu. Oh, right. Need to start the timer. Oh, right. Yeah. It is said to have come to this earth from beyond the heavens. For eons, Cthulhu reigned from atop the great city of R'lyeh. While the legends are silent as to the fall of great R'lyeh. Riley? I'm not 100% on how that's pronounced. They all foretell the same prophecy. Cthulhu will rise again. And rise he did. This game is old and a product of its time, though that time is like early 2000s, so fair warning for the humor. Some of it hasn't aged super well, some of it has. And I, of course, have completely forgotten what we were doing. I think it was something about, yeah, let's just wander about and find some things to kill. It'll work out. Wait, is that not... Okay, guess I can't go across there. Oh yeah, Shrine of Heroes, that's right. For Cthulhu... Okay, this feels really loud in my ear. I'm gonna turn the game down just a little bit. Okay, that's kind of a lot of dudes. So, let's do Flood. Let's see. Okay, yeah, the rest of these shouldn't be a problem. Easy. This is a JRPG starring Cthulhu. Because, why not? This is the Shrine of Heroes. All the great heroes have made a pilgrimage here. Fist McStrong Punch, Magellan, Dash the Daring, Alma the Younger, Hero, Rescue Man Boy. And now Cthulhu. I shall scale the heights of the Shrine of Hero, thus proving to all that I am a true hero. Yes, climbing a building. A true feat of heroism. This place looks large. I'm gonna get so goddamn lost. Okay, Ghost Knight, Wizard, at birthday parties. Let me try and burn the night and then do a flood. Ooh, that's quite strong. Okay, this could be a problem. Let's see. Can I blind the knight? Oh, or just kill the knight. That shit. They killed Cthulhu. Can I heal myself? Okay, good. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Great. Potion up Cthulhu. Okay, let's try and death blow one of these, and then heal Umi. Or Cthulhu just gets got in one turn. That's fine, that's fair. So fair. And now we're just stuck in a death loop. So let me just go ahead and game over. Jesus. Were there, like, upgrades that I should have... Nope. Okay. I get the impression that I was maybe supposed to level up a bit, so I guess grinding podcast, just like when I do my Nuzlocks. Cthulhu must become stronger. So, let's murder some things. Like some crab and the wind. Quite possibly the lamest monster ever. I mean, your words, game. Your words. Let's death blow this thing and just attack the crab. Oh, the crab is strong. Stronger than expected. Crab has been killed. Well, damn. I know it's styled itself like an old school RPG. I was hoping that it wouldn't require me to grind like an old school RPG, but here we are. Yeah, these encounters are all over the place. Some are way too easy. Can I try going north instead? Okay, these look a little stronger. Seriously awesome. And blind strike that thing. And death blow? Probably didn't need to waste time on that. Here we go, optional area. Punks and molly dollies, eh? The hair is the source of his power. And then just a normal murder doll. Let's turn the murder doll insane. What could go wrong? Oh, never mind, that just kills it. Works for me. Heal Cthulhu. Just take this one down. Okay, this should be safe. Easy. Or wait, was this a dungeon that I used to get here? It bodes very, very poorly that I don't remember this. I guess I'll know if I start seeing some treasure chests that are already open. But hey, at least it's got a jazzy beat. That's the thing about games from this dev, you can always... Okay, I'm pretty sure we haven't seen this before. In search of a six-finger man. A six-finger man. Let's turn him insane and summon a flood. Kill the spiders. Kill the swordsman. I said kill the swordsman. Jeebus. Okay, level up bonus. Guaranteed escape, that could be good. Yeah, let's go with guaranteed escape. So that way we can just bolt from... It's a puppy. This must be Shane. Come on, boy, let's get you home. Halt. This dog has despoiled the sacred burial ground with its digging for bones. It must atone by dying. No, don't worry, boy. We'll protect you. A ninja spirit approaches. It's easy to be stealthy when you're a ghost. Makes sense. Well, let's call the Kraken. Turn him insane, and also blind him. Blinding didn't work, which is not great. Do fire and maybe blood? Oh, flame hits very strong against this guy. Flame strike and a heal. Okay, this should finish him off if Cthulhu lives. Cthulhu did not live. Please don't trap me in another death spiral. Please, 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 please. I'm begging you. You know what? Umi died, but that is a sacrifice Cthulhu is willing to make. Stats around the board or HP and MP? Let's go stats around the board. Yay, we won! Where did Shane go? I hope he's okay. I'm sure the dog just ran off back to its master. Let's head back. Yes, on this side quest I definitely intended to go on. Definitely, absolutely, intentionally completed. Was not at all accidental on my part. In no way or fashion. Did I have no idea where I was going and just bumble into a side quest? God bless RPGs for rewarding my poor sense of direction. And poor memory, for that matter. Okay. So now we can head back to town after killing some dolls and some punks. You know, like you do. Yeah, I can do another flame strike. This should kill a punk. This should hopefully take care of a punk. Yes. Nice. Okay. I forget, do they have like an inn, or is there some place where I can recover my MP for free? Hopefully. Also, I need to find whoever that person was who was talking about, special today, free room and board to all terrifying-looking adventurers. Thank you. Bridge broke. Batman. Oh wait, I think it was a little girl who was upstairs in the inn. This seems right. Nope, she just calls us a horrible monster, which, like, good on you, little girl. You can spot that literally Cthulhu is bad news. You have passed the bare minimum to be allowed to continue to live. Cafe. 1 million. Sorry, just trying to find the person who is going to reward us for the side quest, because I don't fucking remember. True love? Bah, how old are these kids? 5? Here I thought they were like saying, oh wait, here we go. You rescued Shane. Please take this. It belonged to my grandfather. The trance sword. Cthulhu becomes more heroic. What does the trance sword do for me? It boosts magic instead of... Yeah, that's not really the way we're building him. Unfortunate. I've got a little more gold. Maybe I can buy some better equipment at this point. Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Weapons, steel sword. That would be better, but I can't afford it. Armor. Damn, I feel like I'm short on so many things. Oh well. I'll just have to make good use of that escape spell if I get in another tough spot like that. To the Shrine of Heroes, the most logical place for Cthulhu, of all people, to be hanging out. great hero, Cthulhu. Time to get complete. Oh, wait, treasure. Ha! Will-O-Wisp and the good old Ghost Knight. Better go a little aggressive with the MP. Just a little bit. Okay, see, Ghost Knights, those are fine. I can deal with those. Oh, hey, 250 gold. That would be enough to buy some new equipment. So actually, why don't I be a coward and do that? Because I don't feel like game overing again on the silly meme game. That would just be a little too shameful. I think. Oh, and the sunset is directly on my screen. That's very uncomfortable. One sec. Okay, sorry about that. Lots of screen glare. Ah, level up for Umi. Good. Full heal. Wow, that's pretty good. Nope, we're going with full heal. Ailments so far have not really been a thing, so... Of course, now they're gonna probably start being a thing, and I'll damn my hubris for picking the other one. Are you thirsty? Yes, I am. Thanks for asking. Oh, Umi. Need to buy a new thing for Cthulhu, because he's dying a little too easily. Now let us sell some stuff. Can I sell any what? Yeah, sell the trance sword. Here we go. Because I don't want that garbage. But naturally, I can't afford the next step up. So let's return to grinding podcast a little bit until I've got 450 gold. Luckily, I can just go to menu and be like, "Hey, I wanna kill something." And the game's like, "You got it, Chief." I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's only 4 gold. Okay, now let's fight something. The monster... The enemy encounters up here are a little bit better. Just a little. Okay, get the Molly Dolly? Yeah, there we go. Cthulhu's going to die. Again. Never mind, we good. Level for Cthulhu. Adds insanity to all enemies. It still seems like making enemies insane in most cases is bad. But if I'm gonna want to do it, I'm probably gonna want to do it to everybody. So... Don't quite have enough money. We shall kill some Cobra. No, not Siren's Call, Blind Strike. Then just regular attacks. Do we have enough now? Yes. Alright, new sword for Cthulhu. A glorious day. And yes, I could have just used the sword that the quest gave me, but it was bad. Because it's like, oh, you want your Cthulhu to be a caster, right? No. Not so much. Not really. No thank you. I'm good. Okay, now... Okay, about 12 minutes left on the clock. Don't know if we'll get through the dungeon, but I'll at least take a swing at it now that I've got some better equipment. Alrighty. So forward was just treasure chest, left was death. Okay, I guess we go towards death then. Understandable. Fair enough. Everyone loves a good death. Oh god, right on cue there's a fucking wizard. Has been trying to get a TV deal for years. Okay, wizard needs to die and needs to die now. Yeah, wizard! And then he died. Let's death blow a gargoyle and regular attack a sore heart. Perfect. Alright, now we should be able to just finish it off. Excellent. Damn, that's so much more gold. Place is gonna be good to me, I can tell. I feel like the encounter rate... Shouldn't have said anything. Shouldn't have said anything. I was like... I feel like the encounter rate was a lot higher in here just a second ago. Turns out. Okay, will-o-wisps are bitches. I am not concerned about them at all. Did I just get a really bad formation of enemies that last time? Because this doesn't seem that bad now. Of course this is a dead end. Of course! Of course, of course, of course. Alright, our fangirl is not one-rounding those will-o-wisps with her attack, but Cthulhu is, and that's good enough. A lot less punishing when you... an orc. Orc smash. Alright. Still, first and foremost, wizard needs to die. Then I'll try and blind the other orc. Didn't work. Fuck. Okay, their damage is not that bad. Let me just try and regular attack him down. Save a little MP here. There we go. This should lead to stairs. There we go. There's a massive door on the other side of this wall. Our goal is past there, no doubt. You can see through walls? That's so cool. Yes, I am the coolest. It looks too big to open by hand. There must be a switch somewhere around here that will open it for us. Hey, player, did you hear that? There's a switch somewhere around here. There's a switch... Nah. I know. No one is going to die again on his watch. Well, about that. I think Flame Strike has something to say about that. Yeah, that just one taps. As it should be. Let's set up the... Nice. Now I just... Damn, close. Okay. Easy, easy, easy. Where is that dreaded switch? Look for a docking station. Follow the HDMI cables. But Cthulhu, it's in portable mode. Damn it. Okay, I feel like this was the time where I game overed, but now I know. Kill the fucking wizards. It's a pretty good plan, as it turns out. Yeah, that went a whole hell of a lot better. Funny how that works. Down the enemy casters and you... Oh! Oh wait, that's also a wall. Don't underestimate a wizard. Exactly. I feel like they get kind of a bad rap anymore. Like, people think the real threats are like the you know, the physical attacky boys, and sometimes they are, but, you know, good wizard with a well-timed spell can just ruin your entire world. A wizard did it after all, exactly. Wizards do many things. Sometimes it's just teleporting out of social situations. Sometimes it's reshaping the universe. Who can say I went in a circle? The indirections, the oldest of foes. So for anyone who hasn't seen this before, I have kind of a negative ability to navigate. It's just something in my brain that doesn't work correctly. So I apologize. We end up lost in on this floor for the rest of the time on this game, which is 6 minutes. I'm actually gonna give her the MP, because she burns a lot of MP on stuff like escape, so that seems like the smarter move for her, I would say. For Cthulhu, we just want raw stats. Hero badge. Everyone's strength is permanently gone up by 10? Nice. Thank you, stolen item from Chrono Trigger. Appreciate that. Appreciate you dropping by. Wait, nope, flood. God, Flame Strike is so damn strong. Finish him. Level 10 for Cthulhu. Strength and magic, or just strength and agility? More strength, Cthulhu must be the strongest in all the land. So I did see that... Oh, lion statue? On loan from the National Museum of Fine Art. And then those bastard wizards pressed it into service. Okay. Let's go with good old Flame Strike here, and then Flood to soften up everyone else. Okay, this seems perfectly manageable. Let's team up on the Necroguard. Good. I think Cthulhu, yep. Umi softens up the lion statue. And we take him down this round? Excellent. Truly, I am a master of strategy. And I think if we go under here, that leads us to the yes. That's a save point over there. Orcs and wizards, they've joined forces. We're all damned. Let's try and... Wait, what does Siren's Call do again? Oh, it adds a stun. Yeah, let's stun the hell out of the wizard. And, you know, drive him insane in the process. That helps. We take that. Insane Strike and... Okay, that went better than expected. Torch an orc and soften the other one up. Do a heal just in case. And attack, attack. Perfect. Ah. Just instantly disappears. Perfect old school. You activated the switch. The gate blocking your path disappears. Surprised Cthulhu didn't have a snarky remark about that. Seems to be a thing this game would do, but... What do you... Oh, that's a lot of dudes. Well, I have a spell for that. This should kill everyone? Perfect. I don't know why the Will-O-Wisps keep dropping my agility. It doesn't seem to do that much. Is that the sword I just bought in town? God damn it. I regret a few things, but not that purchase. It's made the game easier. That has value. Steel Sword, you are important, and you have value. And a flood. Bring on them floodwaters. Now that I know that I'm gonna get a free MP refill pretty soon, I can be a little bit aggressive with my MP. Death blow here, heal there. And finish him. Easy peasy. And that, oh, okay, that is time, as I feared. We did not quite get to the end of the dungeon. But that has been Cthulhu Saves the World. How do I exit? Do I just have to Alt F4? I think I have to Alt F4. Yeah, that has been Cthulhu Saves the World. Silly old game from back in the day. Never really got around to playing it much. But there we go. But Shuffle Saturday shuffles on, I guess. For those just coming in, I have my... sorry, I had to stretch. I have my collection loaded into this website, pulls a random one out, we play it for 30 minutes unless someone types !veto after seeing what's up, and then we pull another one. I am out of vetoes. Y'all lovely people watching along have 2 chances left. This is probably going to be the last game of the stream. We'll see how I'm feeling after the next game. You know, if it's something where I have to do a lot of voice acting or I'm just motor mouthing, maybe not, but if it's something where I'm a little more focused on, I don't know, we'll see. But this might be last game of the stream. We shall see. And that game for the next 30 minutes will be Cruisin' Exotica for the Game Boy Color. Oh boy, I did not remember that they ported this. They ported a cruisin' game to the Game Boy Color. I can only imagine how incredibly cursed this is going to be. Alright, well, I'll start queuing that up, I guess. The Cruisin' series was big around like the N64 era. It was like Cruisin' USA, Cruisin' World. They were pretty good racing games. I just fear how well they'll come across on Game Boy Color. But we shall see, I guess. Cruisin' Exotica, eh? Well, the wizards did kill Cthulhu once. You saw it happen, live on stream. But will they manage to kill him for good? We may never know. Okay, Cruisin' Exotica. Appears to be working. Can we get sound? Oh boy, copyright 1994. That's something, all right. Sorry, just setting it up real quick, making sure that things do not completely fall to pieces. Oh boy. A hot Game Boy Color soundtrack awaits us. Oh, let's flip over to this screen. And give me just a second to get it pulled up. And, oh, I already updated the stream category. Good job, past me. And 30 minutes on the clock. Let's play some Cruisin' Exotica. You've got the speed. You've got... Oh boy. This is a menu screen. Alright, pretty straightforward. I'll try Cruisin' Circuit, because I assume that's some kind of like Grand Prix mode. And I guess all I have is just Korea. So we have the Invader, the Rumbler, the Mach 4, the Vapor, the Switchblade. I think I'll go for the Speed Racer reference, because it has pretty good traction. It's a little heavy, but everything else seems pretty good. Daytona, let's go away. Unfortunately, we are not at Daytona. Do I have one rival for this? Oh boy. Sure is Game Boy Color in here. Oh boy. Look at those hot graphics. And I bet you thought Cthulhu Saves the World was going to be the lowest graphic quality we were going to get. I don't even think running into the trees slowed me down. That's incredible. I can just plow through everything, including this school bus? I don't know. Checkpoint! Luckily, it does seem the car we're in is an automatic. Yeah, kind of. Except I think F-Zero looked better, dare I say? I mean, you know, SNES versus Game Boy Color, that's not exactly a fair comparison, I would say. Oh, wait, oh, okay, I'm in second. So this must be the leader? Yeah, alright, we're out in front. Not bad, not bad. So we just gotta maintain this lead, not do anything stupid. Which seems pretty... oh god. Ugh. Look at this, I'm driving through trees and rocks and it's like, nah, whatever. You're good. Doesn't slow you down at all. At least as far as I can tell. But they passed me anyway, motherfucker. How dare. How dare they? Oh god. Oh god, I'm fucking everything up. I'm choking. I'm choking in the final stretch. Okay, I was gonna say, if that was the finish line... Then again, third is not bad. But I know usually these racing games are like, finish first or go fuck yourself. We'll see if this one is like that. It said something about earn 50 points to advance, but I have no idea how many points I'm getting. Oh, well, ended in third. Not the best, not the worst. Okay, 185 points. That's seems okay. Oh, 5 stages. Okay. Okay, that is not what they... I'm sorry, Atlantis? Sure, we're racing in Atlantis. Mach 4 seemed to serve us pretty well, so we'll stick with that. Atlantis. You know, maybe they can help us reverse all the they can help us bring the birds back. Defeat all the drones that are flying around the... Oh, this handling. This road feels very narrow. Oh god. I maybe should have picked a car with a little bit better cornering. Oh, although I am up in second already, so... I had to say something. I had to say something. Come on, Mach 4. Oh god. Let's make like Speed Racer and... Oh. I'm driving like a drunk person, but I promise I'm barely feeling the drinks I've had. The controls truly just are that jank. Or maybe it's the car, maybe it's the stage, I don't know. I feel like there's a bit of an ice effect going on. I guess to reflect that you're racing in Atlantis underwater? I don't know, man. Racing games. You! How dare you! It's just about to launch into a nice little story. Also, how are you outspeeding that badly? I'm literally at my top speed. You're vanishing. The rubber banding is a little bit unreal. At least I assume that's what's happening here. They're like, oh, well, player's about to get to a checkpoint. Better make sure they're still awake. Actually... Wait, that was the finish line? Oh, okay. Wow, short course. How many points was that? 15. Okay. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now the Sahara. What's a car with better traction? Actually, the Mach 4 is pretty good, but the Rumbler is a little better. But the acceleration's a little worse. Let's try switching to the Rumbler. Anyway. This was not on stream, but a while back I was playing the new Yakuza game, Like a Dragon. I have no familiarity with the Yakuza games, but I know some people that insist they're games that I absolutely need to try. And because I'm not so good at like fighting game-esque combat, I was like, oh, Like a Dragon. The protagonist is obsessed with Dragon Quest, one of my favorite series, and it's turn-based JRPG combat. This will be perfect for me. Well, I ended up not loving it for a few different reasons, mostly some turns the story took. It's got a little too melodramatic for me, but they had a racing minigame in it, Dragon Kart, that I really, really enjoyed. I don't know what it was. I wasn't actually, just about all the minigames in that I ended up enjoying. The recycling one was great. The business management sim was phenomenal. Dragon Kart was good. I can't think of any of the minigames I unlocked that I wasn't crazy about. Which is weird. I feel like usually a game that has that many minigames I'm not... Oh, wait, no. There was the movie theater minigame that I thought was kind of eh. I mean, I still did it to earn some rewards, but... most of the rest, pretty good. And they even had one of my favorite old-school racers, Super Hang-On, accessible via the Sega Arcade in-game. Which, that was kind of neat. I enjoyed that. And I got to remind myself how bad I am at Super Hang-On. But man, that classic 16-bit Sega soundtrack. Hard to beat it. But enjoying that quite a bit in my Shining Force 2. Hey, yeah, I could call my Shining Force 2 things I'm doing on Tuesday Shining Force Tuesday. Oh shit, that was the end of the track? I got caught up in what I was saying and wasn't racing well. Do I get any points? I do get a new car? No points. Okay, Hong Kong. Now, how does the forklift... Wow, it's literally a forklift! Its acceleration is really good, actually. You know what? If they're giving me the option to race on a forklift, I'm racing in a goddamn forklift. We are here on the Vimbert stream. We're forklift certified. We're taking those skills on the road, all around, to the whole world. Hong Kong, Atlantis, the Sahara. We'll lift all our... If only it had like a secret move where I could just like lift up one of the competitors, just like drag them along the whole race. Okay, I wasn't sold on you cruising Exotica, but between having Atlantis as a stage and letting me unlock a forklift to race in, you're winning me over. I'm kind of into it. My eyes are even starting to adjust to your Game Boy Color graphics, you know? It's not that bad. I've seen worse. Hell, I've seen worse than the Game Boy Advance for racing games, really. Ah, the enemy forklift. I'm sorry, my forklift certified brother. I must get first in this race. I need to win money for my dying sister. Yes, let's go with that. You'll probably believe that, right? So clearly you must yield. Until this school bus driving mofo comes up on us. Oh god. Oh, okay. I have found the downside of the forklift. It's real hard to control when you go over a jump. Like, control is out of your hands for a long time as you just fly. Okay. You gotta be... No! Oh wait, you're not a racer? Oh wait, yes you are. It just took a second to update. We gotta be close, I assume. No, come on, don't... Where the hell did you even come from? Stupid rubber banding AI. Wait, what? Oh, did I not finish? Oh, it still gives me credit for third, though? Do I get points? It did not give me points. Okay, then. Alaska. We will stick with the forklift. I believe in the forklift. Man, I feel like I was going pretty quickly, too. Where did I go wrong? Oh, fuck. Okay. So I just go slip sliding all around. We need to lift to victory. None of our opponents lift. Unless our honorable forklift brother is in the race again. And I don't think he is. Truly the most worthy of opponents. Oh yeah, well I'm just kind of free associating here while I race. I wanted to talk a little bit about, I'll be posting the schedule as usual, but streams for the coming week. Tuesday I'm going to be doing more Shining Force 2 with my buddy Drunk Emblem, that draft competition we're doing. That's been a good time. If you've seen some of my Pokemon stuff and thought my luck was, like, kind of unforgivable in that, it's even worse in Shining Force somehow. Wednesday I'll be playing more of that Metal Gear type game, and Thursday I think I will be playing a gambling game. Still trying to figure that out. But my usual social obligation that I have on Thursdays is kind of on a hiatus for a little bit, so I figure I might as well be streaming a little more. Those other cars are boulders? Yes. Yes is the answer. Because it's hard to tell. It really is, with those graphics. Oh god, I'm about to run out of time again. Oh, okay, never mind. Come on, forklift. You're the memeiest car we can access, so I have to race with you, but you're kind of letting me down here. Come on, this is just a nice straightaway. Please, we need to pass some people and actually finish the race. Oh no, our honorable forklift brother. I'm sorry. Checkpoint, 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 checkpoint. Damn it! God, that's brutal. Damn. Vegas. Where do I have can I get a car that's faster? Like, is the Switchblade faster because it's lighter? Let me try that. Plus Vegas, I assume not a whole lot of stage hazards? Hopefully. Okay. Yeah, wow, yeah, this feels much faster. Well, I guess it's just the acceleration. Holy shit! Okay, was not prepared for a jump right there. I swear my top speed's the same, though. Because every other one, that bottom left number, which I think is our speed, has just shown 220. And yet, like, on just straightaways, where we're all going at top speed, I haven't been able to pass the other cars, so... What am I supposed to do here, Cruisin' Exotica? Tell me your secrets. Please, enlighten me. Tell me what I must do. Also, where the hell are these other well, there's one. Poorly phrased question. Where are the racers in 4th or above? Because I haven't... Okay, there's one. Because this is always, like... I feel like racing games always have to cheat to pose a challenge. Well, cheating is perhaps not quite the right word, but... older games like this, like, you never see the AI, like, wiping out or anything like that. It's just cruising along, just doing its best, you know, like, halfway done with the course when you're starting from the starting line or some shit. Also, oh my god, I'm gonna run out of time. Again. How does this keep happening? I'm sorry, honorable forklift brother. I've forsaken the true way. I've sold my soul to acceleration for power. Carry on the legacy. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it to the next checkpoint, am I? 4, 3, 2, 1. Fuck! Might be Sonic's car. Hard to know. I need to boot up Sonic Adventure 2 and check what his car looked like. Try again, it says. And just unceremonious booted back to the title screen. Amazing. Alright. Well, there were a few other modes I could... Sorry? Oh. Went to a demo. There were a few other modes. Let me try cruising freestyle. Mars? What? Amazon, Holland, Ireland, India, Vegas. Okay, so I saw a good amount of the tracks, but, like, I gotta see what Mars is like for a stage, right? And of course, we're racing on the forklift certified vehicle. It's the ideal Mars rover. Okay. Suitably cool music for shit. Well, I gave him a forklift boost to victory. Foolish of me. Also, am I a crazy person, or does this look like a recolored version of the Atlantis track so far? I see your game, Cruisin' Exotica. No, it looks so similar though. Maybe it was Alaska? This looks really similar to one of the other tracks, I feel like. Or maybe my mind is just broken from looking at, No. I'm saying that's what some people believe. You know, I'm not one of those people. But, you know, they say the American Dental Association, they're behind the extinction of birds and the deep state. I don't understand why they think that. Clearly, you know, that's all Jeff Bezos is doing. I mean, it's so... Oh, wait, never mind. There was a rocket there. Okay. Never mind. The stage has more uniqueness than I thought. I do love conspiracy theories, though. They're fun, just because it's... I mean, until they got depressing. Like, following the Q stuff was like, oh my god, people. Stop moving the goalposts. But it's interesting to see what people, think, you know, rather than just accepting the... Which I know, like, you know, the kind of the mainstream truth is probably not the entire truth. You know, there's always going to be people trying to spin it to their advantage or sell you a lie, but some people have a lot of faith in the ability of large, shadowy organizations to work together without a leak. And, like, I've worked in enough companies to know that you get enough people together towards one purpose, you're going to have a few incompetent people that are going to screw everything up. And, like, do you think those people just don't exist in these secret societies? They're just gone, they get weeded out? That seems kind of impossible to me. God damn it, am I gonna time out again? 2, 1. Ugh! I'm beginning to question the wisdom of racing in our forklift certified vehicle. Okay, well, I just kind of want to check out the stages we didn't see. We ended on Vegas, so let's just try and go through all the stages, even if I don't finish them. Just see as much of the game as we can, shall we? Let's try one of the other cars too. How about the Vapor? I would actually love to know who to blame for the Deep South, because, man, they get up to some shenanigans, I tell you. I've never really spent much time in the South. I'm very much a northern boy. In fact, well, not so much anymore, but I used to get mistaken for Canadian just based on my accent, because I lived pretty close to the border. And there are a few words I would say, particularly, you know, if I was talking about the beer Coors, something about the way I say that apparently sounds very Canadian to my fellow Americans. I don't know why, like, I know it's not the way most people say it, but I can't, like, I can, like, Coors. As opposed to just, like, if I say it quickly, Coors. There's a little bit more of an ooh sound to it. I guess that sounds Canadian to some people. Every actual Canadian I've spoken to is like, what? You're... No. So, I don't know. I don't get it. It might have just been people not being able to place some aspect of my accent and just being like, oh, well, we're close to the border, so Canada? Dunno. Be interesting if, it's actually been, there's been a few occasions, you know, when I had a bit more of an accent. I think I don't have much of one now, except for just, you know, generic, Midwest, whatever. I try to keep the stupider stuff like worshed out of my, vocabulary. Or a big one around here is, God, what is it? Not sparkle. There's like a... Oh, yeah! People around here will say finance instead of finance, which absolutely drives me insane, because just they're not even close. How? But I know back in the day, I would be on like the phone with someone with a southern accent, and they'd have just as much trouble understanding me as I did them. So I know it goes both ways. Also, wow, I did really poorly on that race. I'm gonna go ahead and blame the car we used on that one. Yeah, that's definitely why I was. Instead, we shall move on to Ireland and try the Invader. Looks like generic cool car. This one is rated hard, so I'm sure I'm going to absolutely crash and burn. You know, soundtrack ain't bad for this game. Ireland is one place I've always kind of wanted to visit. Kind of for the I guess the mystique and, like, you know, everybody who's been over there is like, oh man, fresh Guinness, like from the tap over there. You know, I like Guinness, but, you know, usually not out enough to have a draft. And, you know, the cans they're fine with the little nitro things, but it's just not the ideal way. Like, you know, living in Denver, I've toured the Coors Brewery and, like, had, you know, what they tout as the freshest Coors you'll ever drink, which is, like, you know, literally straight from the source, like on what the fuck? What? Heli spit? What? How did I? Okay, A, how did I do that? B, that didn't really seem to help me at all. Oh yes, but even a, like, mediocre beer like Coors, like, tasted amazing when it was just, like, cold from the tap, like, obviously very fresh, hadn't been, like, you know, transported even just a little ways southeast to the city proper. Just, you know, having that drink in Golden, I was like, man, this is good beer. And then I was like, wait a minute, this is like one of the most basic lagers you can possibly have. But I don't know, I try to keep my... Again, how did I do that? Well, I mean, I know they're like... Oh! Hey, there we go. There we go. That's making me speed up a little bit too. Okay. Okay. Was enough to avoid timing out, but we're learning. We're learning. As sometimes happens on Shuffle Saturday, I learn how to play the game with like 4 minutes left on game time. Alas. Yeah, I try to keep my taste from getting too expensive for beers, because I drink enough as it is. And yeah, I think I've made that mistake on every race I've been in. I just blunder into the guy in 5th. Just give him a big old boost forward. You know, being a nice guy. Okay, wheelie makes us faster. Why not? I will just spam wheelies until the end of time. Oh, I haven't really tried bubble tea too much myself. I know a lot of people talk pretty highly of it. Super flip, which apparently just steered for me. I don't know if we have too many bubble tea places around Denver. I might just be not, might not be looking in the right spots for them. We seem like we'd be a big enough place to have them. Or, wait, no, I think yeah, I've definitely seen them at some of the, like, Thai restaurants and such. South Park World. I mean, the South Park State. They are from Colorado, yes. But, you know, they're from a small town in Colorado. They are not from Denver. But, you know, like, some of the places they showcase there, like when they go to Casa Bonita, that is a real restaurant. And the creators of South Park now own that restaurant. No, I've never been to Casa Bonita because my sister, who has lived here for, like, 20 years, is like, Vim, we gotta get you there, but like it's the worst food you'll ever eat. And I'm like, why would I want to go there then? Actually, there was some controversy. I saw it in the news where like Matt Parker and Trey Stone, you know, the South Park guys, they were talking about improving the food quality at Casa Bonita when they owned it. And every local was like, wait a minute, you can't do that. That's not what the Casa Bonita experience is like. How dare you? I was like, what? Are you really defending the, like, terrible food? What? Well, alas, that's another race timed out on. Oh, and that brings us to time, and I think I'm going to start wrapping up the stream. It's quite an opinion. It's quite an opinion. So, thanks everybody for hanging out for me, spending a little bit of your afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time it may be for you. I appreciate it. If you're watching the VOD after the fact, I see you. I appreciate you. Let's see if there's anybody I know who's streaming so I can send a raid to. Nah, not seeing anybody, so I'm just going to wrap it up here. I will be back on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Till then, my name is Vimbert. I'll see you around the internets.